Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here on PennLive.com. The national anthem, the pristine gridiron, and a beautiful sunset set the scene for tonight's game on PennLive.com. Again, glad you could join us here. I'm PJ Rydell, along with Bruce Badgley and John Wenger. Glad you could join us for tonight's game. The Middletown Blue Raiders playing host here tonight to Susquehanna Township, and for both these teams, a pretty big game in two different ways.
Yeah, in two different ways. Middletown, after a loss last week, is kind of at the bottom of the District 3 4A power rankings. They're 9th out of 10 teams, so every win so very important if they want to continue in the postseason. And Susquehanna Township, everybody looking up at them. They're number 1 in District 3 4A. And, a big conference game here, but I think much more on Middletown than Susquehanna Township at this point.
Yeah, certainly the pressure on from Middletown to try to make a statement here in tonight's game against a team like Susquehanna Township. Certainly a tall task. We know that head coach Ortiz is going to be up for the challenge, but certainly a challenge at that. Susquehanna Township, they're rolling. They're 5-0, and as you said, there are implications beyond just here in the division, the Colonial Division of the Mid-Penn Conference, and certainly a lot to play for here tonight. Glad you could join us here on PennLive.com. Again, our broadcast brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. I know you didn't get a chance to check in on that tailgate out there. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to either. But that taco truck they got down there was pretty tantalizing, as we can see it over the fence here. Again, thanks to our friends at Constellation Energy for making this broadcast possible.
Yeah, and it was fan appreciation night. Our buddy Dave Marcheski will be joining us at halftime with a special guest. So looking forward to that. But getting ready for the coin toss.
Yeah, the Middletown Blue Raiders, they're in their blue uniforms with the yellow lettering, and Susquehanna Township, the visitors tonight, in their all-white uniforms with red lettering. And again, it's the Middletown Blue Raiders with a lot to prove here tonight. They're 3-2 overall, 2-2 in league play, going up against a 5-0 squad in Susquehanna Township. They are 3-0 in league play, right up there at the top of the Mid-Penn Conference. But again, they've got their sights set on something bigger than just the conference, and with the coin toss looking to receive. After the coin toss here, we're glad you could join us on PennLive.com. Again, the all-natural grass field here at Middletown, the War Memorial Field, as we gear up for tonight's game, the 6th week of the season.
Yeah, all-natural grass. I asked Coach Heaton about playing on grass. I mean, normally Susquehanna Township plays on turf. But he said, hey, look, they don't get to practice on the turf until it's game time. Their practice is all on grass. So this is nothing new for the Indians.
Yeah, the Susquehanna Township Indians taking a knee here before the game. Their pregame preparation, pregame prayer. Meanwhile, the Middletown Blue Raiders already in formation, ready to get this one started as they will be receiving to open up tonight's game. A beautiful night. Feels like summer's hanging on for just an extra week or two in the first official week of fall. A good crowd on hand here for the Middletown Blue Raiders, looking for their team to try to advance to 4-2 on the season. Under head coach J.J. Ortiz, his first year as head coach. Whole lot to prove in his first campaign. And unfortunately for us here on PennLive.com, we've had a chance to see both of these teams already once. So getting our second look at both of these teams, we saw the Middletown Blue Raiders earlier on in the season. That was actually right at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that was our first game of the year.
Yeah, that was week 1. And then just last week, we saw Susquehanna Township as they played Steel High. That was a 35-20 win and improved their record to 5-0.
Yeah, interesting here. Looks like they're going to do a little trickeration on the opening kickoff. Coach Heaton.
I'll leave it to Susquehanna Township to have some tricks right off the bat. They'll kick things off. Middletown looking to receive. A couple of guys back there on the near side. There's Luis Roman. Called his name a handful of times last time we saw them play. And the kick.
Little pooch kick, and he calls a fair catch. Smart play there. Smart play there, keeping that under wraps, and they get good field position here to start.
Yeah, that went end over end at a high rate. Colton Stapleton doing a nice job of just calming it down to getting the fair catch. The ball spotted down at the 36-yard line, and that's where the Middletown Blue Raider offense will kick things off. Middletown kind of a mixed bag this year in terms of their offense. They put up as much as 35 against Boiling Springs 2 weeks ago, and as little as 13 to open up the season. An early flag goes against Susquehanna, though, and so Middletown getting a few free yards to start off.
Yeah, really interesting to see how they're going to use Harrison Ortiz, number 15, the starting quarterback there. I think that to counteract all of this speed on the defense for Susquehanna, I think you're going to see some misdirection here and this week.
Yeah, Harrison Ortiz, such a key part of this offense here. Just a sophomore in there. Passed for over 1,000 yards last year in his rookie season. Looking to build on that this year. He hands it off on the first play of the drive. Racing past the 50 to the 45 to the 40 and marked down at about the 36-yard line. A good run to break things open for Luis Roman.
And look at that offensive line, really pushing that defense back.
He can't run on zone. And his offensive line certainly helped him out there. Moves the chains.
Susquehanna Township's 47-yard line.
Mark him down at the 47. Thought he was there. I thought he was a little bit further up, but he's marked down at that 47. So a fresh set of downs on the first play of the drive for the Middletown offense. Looking to start off strong. Ortiz takes the snap, rolling back to the right. The pressure right on him. And just tried to flip a little pass up there, intended for George Hartwick, but Hartwick unable to get there.
Yeah, I don't think that would have been good had George caught that one, but again, that was the supposedly a screen pass. That defensive line really got a good jump and really broke that up very early on.
Yeah, speaking of George Hartwick, he was our player of the game last time we covered the Blue Raiders, so be sure to stay tuned to the end of the game as we'll have to pick another one here tonight, see if Hartwick can go 2 for 2. 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line for the Middletown offense. Ortiz again taking the snap at about his face. Near to left side, finds a man down at the 35-yard line. A nice little connection there for another gain. Javon Mosley coming down with it.
Yeah, and he had time. Came all the way across the formation, and you can see plenty of room to run.
Whole lot of room to work with there. Moves the chains for a fresh set of downs. The ball spotted down at the 36-yard line for a gain of 11. Ortiz, once again, stepping a few yards back. He's got Roman flanking him to his right. And a fake handoff across the middle. Roman takes it and drives it down to the 32.
See, that's what I was talking about, the misdirection. Watch here. He fakes the handoff on the jet sweep, and then the crossbuck action right up the middle with the guard in front. Nice work there. Actually, that was number 23 in front. But still, I mean, the way that Coach Ortiz is kind of mixing things up, I really like it.
He has Zenon, who made the jet sweep. Certainly one you have to pay attention to if you're the Susquehanna defense. Rolling to the right is Ortiz, and he just airs it out. Would have been a dangerous pass with the coverage right there, intended for James Queen, the junior on the far side.
Yeah, and I think that whether or not Harrison has time to throw the football, look, they're going to have to remain balanced and maybe even throw the ball a bit more than what they're comfortable doing tonight against Susquehanna Township.
Yeah, they're trying to break open that kind of space here on this first drive of the game. 3rd and 6 here from the 32-yard line for the Middletown offense. Trying not to let this drive sputter out. It's a high snap. Trying to come back and get it is Ortiz, and he handles it in the contact, although it's a loss of plenty and pretty well stalls the drive.
I tell you what, if he doesn't grab this, he has one shot to grab this snap. And because there are 3 linemen right around him. Look at that. Nice job by Ortiz in getting that fumble.
Yeah, gutsy play by Ortiz just to keep possession and help to give him a little bit better field position as they'll have to punt it away here. Back to receive, Jarrett Kern. Steph Millette. The kick end over end, out of bounds on the right sideline. And so Susquehanna Township on offense will take over. Nothing going on the first drive for Middletown. A couple of good-looking plays, but unable to put it together for a scoring chance. It remains scoreless with 9:36 to play here in the first quarter on PennLive.com. Our Friday night football broadcast brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. Glad you could join us along with John, Bruce, and myself, PJ. Certainly glad to spend the Friday night with you.
Yeah, I tell you what, now, we saw Susquehanna Township last week against Steel High. Torrin Evans, he had a couple of tough interceptions here. I'm really anxious to see, and look, you got this bundled formation here to start. Look for that guy isolated up top maybe to get the ball.
Yeah, Steel High certainly made it difficult through the first half, really even the first 3 quarters, but eventually Evans and the Susquehanna offense able to kick it into gear and hang on there in that game against Steel High last week that we found ourselves calling. Torrin Evans prolific, leading the offense here for Susquehanna Township.
I love this formation. There are any number of things you can run from it on the outside, including a draw up by the quarterback.
Yeah, Evans kept it himself. Certainly looked like a designed play as he picks up a handful.
Yeah, and from that, and that's what I talked about. You got to keep your eye on that receiver on the top side of the screen because, you're really isolating those guys one-on-one.
Second and 3.
And you can't account for the quarterback, so really smart play there.
So that brings up 2nd and 3 from the 36-yard line for the Susquehanna Township offense. Susquehanna Township in their all-white uniforms, the red lettering, and the white helmets. Faking the handoff, it's a pass to the near side, a gain of a handful, and he's certainly got some room to work with. Racing all the way down to the 35-yard line, and finally brought down at about the 30. What a nice run there by Leaks.
And I'm surprised he didn't get a horse collar here. Watch. At the end of this play, he just grabs him by the back of the neck. Look at there.
Ball's placed on Middletown's 30-yard line.
Good run, though, after the catch.
Yeah, had plenty of room to work with. Give the blockers in front some credit for giving him that much space, and he certainly took advantage of it to flip the field. Susquehanna Township, their offense banging on all cylinders through the first couple of plays at the 30-yard line. It's a fresh set of downs. Looking to score in Middletown territory.
Yeah, they're trying to spread the field here, use those man-on-man advantages.
Snap back to Evans. Looking down that far left side. Finds a man, but the pass just a bit too high for Josh Nengeti.
And he had all day. That was a really fine job, actually, by that Middletown defense. He had nobody downfield. He was looking to the end zone there. He had nobody downfield, and then he overthrew the receiver he did decide to throw to.
Yeah, did overthrow it, but with the coverage, as you mentioned, you don't want to leave it too low in that situation either. Rather an incompletion than an interception. 2nd and 10 from the 30 for the Indian offense.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting one because the guy was in the neutral zone when the lineman, yes, that's correct. Good call by, it was offsides. There was encroachment there by the defensive player that caused the offensive lineman to jump.
Yeah, a whole lot of finger pointing on that play, and it advances the Susquehanna Township offense by 5 yards. So that makes it a 2nd and 5 now. Another whistle here. Trying to get a couple of inches, I suppose, was Susquehanna Township. And they moved the ball back a smidge. Still 2nd and 5, though, from the 25. Middletown looking to keep the Janes moving. It's a handoff, but nowhere to work with. Wrapped up on the run there. Rakai Seville just had nowhere to go. And right there in the midst, making the play there, a nice tackle, Jakiri Sawyer.
Yeah, number 11 there, Sawyer, did a great job of playing off the block and then making the tackle.
Where it'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, this season getting some of his first real varsity action and showing out there on that play, making a big stop for a loss of 2. third and 7 from the 27-yard line. First drive of the game for Susquehanna Township, and third down, airing it out and trying to find his man Seville. That one won't connect either, and that brings up 4th and 7.
The ball remains at the 27-yard line, where it'll be 4th and 7.
Kicking unit, it appears.
Yeah, kicking unit. Wow, that would be quite the field goal. I got to believe they're going for it.
Yes. Looks like Evans is coming back on the field, so just a personnel change. Spoke too soon on the kicking unit. They'll go for it.
That's too easy of a play to just let go there. I mean, they would have gotten the first down had they just connected. There wasn't anybody near the receiver.
Yeah, just not quite able to stick in the hands of Rakai Seville. Seville really showed out last time we saw Susquehanna Township last week, and keeping it himself, going for the first down is Evans. He has some space on that far corner and a little bit more to boot. Out at the 10-yard line. It's a first and goal, or at least first and a fresh set of downs, depending on where they spot him down for Susquehanna Township.
All Evans was doing there was reading the safety. If the safety left, he was going. And the safety went out to cover one of the receivers. So basically, the whole middle of the field was wide open.
So not quite a first and goal. It's a first and 10 from the 11-yard line for the Indian offense, knocking on the door here in the first quarter. 7:19 left to play in the first quarter. First drive of the game for Susquehanna. Couple of misses here and there, but for the most part, Susquehanna Township offense doing everything it needs to do. First and 10 from the 11-yard line. Evans hands it off. It's a run to the far side, gaining 1 or 2 yards, maybe a yard, but really not much to work with on that far sideline over there. On the run, like Xavier Rivera.
Stop by number 3, James
Well,
Queen.
time for Middletown to get the hair on the back of their neck raised here. They've been a little lucky, quite honestly. Susquehanna Township has had some openings they haven't been able to take advantage of yet, but you can see kind of this bunched formation on the near side.
They gained a yard on first down, so now it's 2nd and 9. Evans hands it off once again. Seville wrapped up immediately. Nowhere to go. Boy, tell you what, Middletown defense doing what it has to do to plug up the holes here.
George Hartwick.
George Hartwick coming up with the play there.
Right in the hole there, Hartwick. Really nice tackle.
It'll be 3rd and 9.
Filled that hole perfectly.
So nicely done there to keep it at 3rd and 9 here. All of a sudden, they're marching down the field. Susquehanna Township's offense meeting a good match here in the Middletown defense. 3rd and 9 from the 10-yard line. Evans stepping back with it, looking to throw, airs it out, and overshot his man Seville again.
Pass intended for number 2.
Could have had a look at the corner there, but instead nothing going, and they'll have to make another 4th down decision. Looks like Evans is going to stay on the field, and they're going to go for it. At least that's certainly what it looks like. Evans looking over to the sideline, looking to see what the decision's going to be.
Yeah, looks like they are going to go for it.
And so another 4th down opportunity here for the Middletown defense. 4th and 9 from their own 10-yard line for the Blue Raider D. The snap to Evans, a bit high, handles it, steps forward, running out of room to work with, running to the near sideline, trying to find a corner, airs it out. He found his man, but he couldn't get the foot down. Jarrett Kern with an excellent catch, but not inbounds.
Well, just a great job by Evans running for his life, and look at how he just late just kind of flicks it out there, and Kearns, just missed it. Wow, great job by that Middletown defense, though.
Made a nice job by Evans to give him some time and even have a chance at that. But, yeah, you got to give a whole lot of credit to that Middletown defense making the stop there. That's a big stand. Let's see if Middletown can turn that defense into a little bit of offensive action. Still 0-0 here, 5:41 to go in the first quarter. Glad you could join us on PennLive.com. Our Friday night football action brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. They bring the energy.
And we will have some guests. Actually, Dave Marcheski will be with us once again. And we'll have a special guest with us at halftime at Constellation Energy halftime.
First play of the new drive for the Middletown offense is a handoff by Ortiz. And to the 10-yard line, just really nowhere to go with as the defense just not giving that
Gavin
one up.
Paul with the carry.
It was Gavin Paul not able to get much out of that.
Dasani Brown. Ball's placed on the 12-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 8.
So 2nd and 8 here for the Middletown offense. Looking to find something to dig out of the deep in their own territory down at their own 12-yard line.
Strong to the near side here.
It's another handoff and finding some more space to work with this time. Dancing through the holes in the line and finding some more room is Gavin Paul to the 50-yard line, down at about the 45. What a run by Gavin Paul.
I'll tell you what, eluding tacklers there, and then right down the sideline, really nice job there by number 7, Steph Millette, to save a touchdown.
Township's 45-yard line where it is a
Yeah, boy, how about Gavin Paul breaking away with that run there. That sets the Middletown offense in motion. The fresh set of downs on the 45. Under 4:30 left to play here in the first quarter. Still goose eggs on the scoreboard. Middletown offense getting a real jolt there on a big run by Gavin Paul.
You know, Middletown has had some opportunities.
Timeout, Susquehanna Township.
And while we have that timeout here, we are going to hear from our friends at Constellation Energy.
Go Blue Raiders.
Bring the energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
And once again, thanks to our friends at Constellation Energy for bringing this game to you here on PennLive.com, along with John Wenger and Bruce Badgley. I'm PJ Rydell. No better way to spend a Friday night than at the Gridiron, and tonight is a good one between the Middletown Blue Raiders at home against the Susquehanna Township Indians, trying to stay undefeated in Susquehanna Township. Still scoreless, 4:16 left to play here in the first quarter. It's a handoff again from Ortiz to Gavin Paul. Gavin Paul's big run setting up this play, and he gains another 2 on the carry.
Hey, don't hesitate to speak up, John. I mean, you're Mike for a reason, man. You do sports, so you know, what are your thoughts so far of this game?
Well, I'll tell you what, Middletown, it was unfortunate with their first drive because they had a good momentum going. Like you said, Bruce, had a lot of time to make some throws. They had a big runner as well, and they're continuing that momentum in this drive, but obviously got to put points on the board, and a miscue at the end of that first drive prevented them from doing that.
So 2nd and 8, they look to continue that motion on another run to Gavin Paul. Boy, it seems that the answer in the playbook is just give it to Paul. They give him another one, but no room.
And I think the success that Middletown has had has been with, you know, some of the gadget plays, you know, a little misdirection. Use that Susquehanna Township speed against them.
So that brings up a 3rd and 8. Gavin Paul not able to find any room to run on that one from the 43-yard line. Harrison Ortiz getting things in order, flanked to his left by Gavin Paul. Couple guys out wide as Ortiz rolls to the left, looking to go downfield somewhere, floats it in through the contact, is not able to connect his intended target there on the near sideline was Colton Stapleton, but I think someone got a hand on that one from the Susquehanna Township defense. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, and that defense did a nice job. Just basically just backing off and keeping coverage on there, keeping Ortiz from getting downfield.
Yeah, backing off but sealing the sideline, so Ortiz had nowhere to go. So now it's 4th and 8 from the 43. A couple of guys back to receive, so it looks like we'll have another punt. Or at least that's what it looks like. We'll see what it actually turns out being. That would make back-to-back drives to open the game with a punt. Harrison Ortiz does, in fact, kick it. Held on to it for a second, but there's a flag on the far sideline, so let's hang on a second.
Yeah, let's see. It wasn't the best effort there.
A little discombobulated.
You know, special teams, I think, is going to play an important part of this game. We're already seeing that from Susquehanna Township in, you know, really not going for that field goal when they got it down deep here. And, you know, the punting game, I think, is going to be really important for Middletown. I mean, they've got to flip the field when they had any opportunity here. And this is sure turning into a game of field position here. No score as we wind down quarter number 1.
Both teams have been kind of pinned somewhat deep in their own zone, but they've both broken out some big plays to get out of it, just haven't quite had the red zone prowess to find their way into the end zone here.
Absolutely right.
2:38 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless between the Middletown Blue Raiders here at home, playing host to Susquehanna Township, the Indians. Both teams with plenty to prove. Susquehanna Township just trying to stay on top of everything, especially in regards to 4A standings. And meanwhile, Middletown trying to get a statement win here against a powerhouse like the Indians. First play of the second drive of the game for Susquehanna Township, and airing it out is Evans, and boy, he nearly found his man despite the contact. There is a flag back down at about the 25-yard line.
Flag on the play.
It was a nice throw by Evans despite
getting hit. It sure was.
I mean, he almost had a man right downfield.
Let's see what the penalty is. It looks like it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yep, goes against Susquehanna Township. So a holding call moves the Indians backwards.
You know, we've this is taken a good bit to play this first quarter. I was actually checking to make sure this was still quarter number 1.
Yeah, not the fastest moving. There's only been one called timeout.
But line, where remains first down.
It's taken a good 25 minutes to play this first quarter so far, and we still got 2:30 left to play. So 1st and 20 after the holding call from the 21-yard line for Susquehanna Township. Evans stepping up, finding some room to work with, breaks one tackle, trying to find his way to the far sideline, finally wrapped up at the 30. And so just about undoes the flag. So it'll bring up 2nd and about 10.
Brought down by number 3,
and look, I think that Middletown, they would prefer to have him run in those situations. You know, he's so effective with that long ball.
Yeah, Evans, one of those guys that the defense has to respect both aspects of his game for sure. The kind of numbers he's put up throughout the start of this season. 2nd and 10 now. Again, from the 31-yard line. A run by Evans to undo the flag. Costa down to do so, and wrapped up on that far sideline. Nowhere to go as the Middletown defense continues.
Number 22, Xavier Rivera.
To cause all sorts of problems at the line. Xavier Rivera, nowhere to go.
Yeah, and you can see how the defense there are just playing their positions. They're not getting out of position. They're staying in their lanes, and that's what's creating problems for Susquehanna Township right now.
It'll be 3rd and 10.
So that brings up a 3rd and 10 here for Susquehanna Township. Trying not to let their offense stall out on their own end of the field. Nearly drove it into the red zone on their last drive. Here, a long way to go to even get close to that. Evans airs it out, down the middle, finds his man. What a play. Evans with an excellent throw and perhaps an even better catch on the receiving end by Josh Nengetti to flip the field again.
Great camera work by our buddy John here. Great catch, though, getting all of that action. Evans on the dead run through a dart.
Boy, just as tight a spiral as he could ask for. Found his man Nengedi, who held on through the contact. A huge play to move him all the way across the field. At the 24-yard line now is the Susquehanna Township offense. Just when Middletown thought they had him packed up, they're threatening once again. Evans with a fresh set of downs, finds a man on the far side, finds some room to work with too, dancing down that sideline, finally brought down inside the 10.
I did see a flag get dropped, though. I don't know. It might be a hold out there.
Steph Millette brought it down inside the 10, but yes, we will see about that flag, and it sure seems as though it's going to come back. So you might be right about a hold. It is, in fact, coming back. We'll get a explanation as to why in a moment.
Illegal block in the back.
And so the Susquehanna Township offense, after a big forwards play, going backwards on the flag. So that moves the ball back to the 30-yard line now. It'll
be 1st and 15.
Loss of about 5 on the play, so 1st and 15 now. Outside of the flags, the Susquehanna Township looking good on the offensive end.
Oh, a jet sweep.
A handoff to Kern in the near side, and he just never was able to turn the corner. It's another loss of yards on the play for the Indians.
Stop by number 8, Nikkei Zenon, number 22.
And good job just stringing it out there.
Fans, it is the end of the first quarter. Your score.
Gavin Paul, Nikkei Zenon making the stop, and that does it. Zeros on the board for the score and for the clock as that wraps up our first quarter of action. And we'll head to the second quarter after a word from our friends at Constellation Energy.
Knoll Financial Services has support.
Powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
And so after 30 minutes, we're just one quarter into this one. Still scoreless between the Middletown Blue Raiders here at home, playing host to the undefeated Susquehanna Township Indians. Glad you could join us on PennLive.com. Our broadcast brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. And up here in the booth is our friend John Wenger on the camera, Bruce Badgley here on commentary, and myself, PJ Rydell. Certainly glad to be joining you here for some Friday night football action. And, I mean, so far it's kind of been sort of what we expected. I mean, kind of a good back and forth. I think maybe we expected a little more scoring, but these defenses are good.
Well, the defenses are good, but I do believe that Susquehanna Township, you know, they've had some opportunities, haven't been able to take advantage of it. And I'm really interested to see what Middletown could do. You know, if you told Middletown, they'd sign up for the fact that it was scoreless after one, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, really trying to send a message here against a team like Susquehanna Township. Undefeated. 5-0 are the Indians, 3-2. Meanwhile are the Middletown Blue Raiders with a lot to prove here tonight under first-year head coach J.J. Ortiz. So starting off with the ball, Susquehanna Township in the danger zone here. 2nd and 17 from the 32-yard line. Trying to make something out of another promising drive after a big play set up this drive earlier on the reception by Nengedi. Another long drive here from Evans.
Oh.
And, boy, he had a man down there, but just barely overshot him. What an arm on Evans, man.
Well, he threw it to the wrong side. Kearns was expecting it on his outside shoulder, and Evans threw it to the inside shoulder. Consequently, he kind of lost the ball in flight there.
Yeah, you kind of see him twisting and turning, trying to find it in his blind spot, and never quite did find it. And so now it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 from the 32-yard line. Susquehanna Township, 2 drives this game, 2 promising drives at that, but not really able to convert anything just yet, trying to change that here.
Watch at the top of the screen, that isolation.
Evans stepping back with it. Rolling up, trying to keep it. He had nobody in front of him and is finally brought down at the 20-yard line. short of the line to gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Evans with the quarterback keeper, chased down by number 8.
We'll see what they do here.
I would think they would go for it again. Obviously, they went on 4th and 9, even closer to the field goal earlier.
Yeah, I would have to imagine they'll see what they can do. They got 7 yards to go.
Yeah, I got to believe they're going for it.
Yeah, ball spotted at the 21-yard line after the keeper by Evans. 4th and 7. And it sure seems as though they will, in fact, go for it. No real surprise there. Needing 7 to move the chains.
Watch that isolated
Evans,
receiver, as I've said, and he threw it the wrong way.
They just weren't on the same page. Zakir Leaks trying to come up with it and just wasn't quite there.
And if you're Susquehanna's offense, I mean, Evans makes some good throws that drive. They drive down the field the first drive, come close, don't score, and again, drive down the field. And that drive, they have 2 throws. One where you're throwing to the wrong shoulder. That throw right there on 4th down, just not executing, and 2 drives that get away from him there to go up on top.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah, getting away from him is a good way of putting it.
Yeah, and you know, what do they say about, you know, Middletown is staying in the game, you know. They're keeping them in the game.
And they tried to get Susquehanna Township to jump there. Almost did, but not quite. As Middletown takes over on offense, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Keeping it, and just no room to go on that far side.
Number 5, Luis Roman with
Luis
the carry.
Roman.
Brought down for a loss on the play by number 2, Rakai Seville.
Rakai Seville, the defensive play there for the Indians.
16-yard line where it'll be 2nd and long.
It's a loss of 5 on the play, and both offenses going backwards here at the start of drives for a 2nd and 15 from the 16-yard line.
Ortiz looking at the sidelines here now. Empty backfield. I like it. Gives them an opportunity to pick the one-on-one matchup that wins.
Ortiz takes the snap, airs it out to the near side, and that one just a bit too far in front and a bit short of the intended target, Genesiah Ross.
Yeah, they were trying to isolate the receiver out there and have the other receivers, you know, kind of a screen pass, bubble screen it out there. But the first thing you got to do is have the receiver get the ball.
So one long 3rd down after another, a 3rd and 15 here now for the Middletown offense. Trying to get out of their own zone here. Ortiz looking for a big play, flanked by a man on his left. Looking for someone downfield. Goes to that far sideline and just barely overshot his man. Could have been a big play. There was nobody in front of Nikkei Zenon, but just not able to connect.
Yeah, you know, I like, you know, formationally, how the coaches are isolating these guys and leaving it up to the quarterback to find the right guy, to find out who's winning the matchup. And the unfortunate thing right now is the quarterbacks are just having a difficult time getting to that guy because there are one-on-one matchups that have been favorable to both teams.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a great look for Zenon. He had nobody in front of him, and he had a good amount of distance on coverage, too, but the ball just barely out of his reach. And so now an important kick here to try not to give Susquehanna Township really, really good field position. There'll be a timeout before we get to that kick. Again, thanks to our friends at Constellation Energy for making this broadcast possible tonight on PennLive.com.
Yeah, and you said it there, PJ. You know, this is an important juncture of the game in that really need a good punt. Otherwise, Susquehanna Township has flipped the field. And it's really turned into a field. We weren't expecting, you know, a field position battle game, but that's what it's turned out to be.
Yeah, I definitely would not say that that's what I was expecting coming into this one, and that's exactly what it has been. There have only been, 6 drives at this point, so just trying to flip the field, but this time, depending on how the kick goes for Middletown, Susquehanna Township might not have to flip the field, and so we'll see how they can take advantage of that opportunity. Of course, we'll await the kick first. Yeah, both teams have had to start fairly deep in their own zone on each of their offensive drives. They've come close in almost all of the drives to scoring, but just not quite. Still scoreless. 10:02 to play in the first half. And the kick in coming here for Middletown. Well, all things considered, that's not a bad kick, except for the part where it goes out of bounds.
Ouch. Yeah, I mean, you would have hoped that, but I can understand that. I mean, to your point, it went out of bounds for a reason in that, Middletown is a little bit apprehensive of kicking it, directly to Susquehanna Township there. They've got some pretty skilled guys on the punt return, but Susquehanna Township has some pretty skilled guys on the offensive side of the ball. We've seen flashes of that. It's just they haven't been consistent in getting the ball to the playmakers.
Well, exactly. That's been the issue, is just getting the ball to the playmakers. We've seen a few big plays. The consistency, not quite there yet. And so the Susquehanna Township offense taking over in very favorable field position from the 37-yard line. We'll see if Evans and the Indian offense can finally break the ice in this one. Evans hands it off. Finds it to Rivera. Rivera down at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
22, Xavier Rivera with the carry.
And again, just pretty much mano-a-mano, zone blocking.
Yeah, pickup of about 2 yards on the drive
on the
for Rivera.
35-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 8.
Again, looks like they've got trips down to the near side here.
Under 9:25 to play here in the first half of action. Still looking for our first score of the game. Evans trying to find one. And he finds a man. A good pass there right through the traffic as he finds his man, Zakir Leaks.
And that's what they need to do there. Those little comebackers there for some good yardage. Look, that got him a first down, okay? Rather than to try and get it all with one bite, I think these guys need to nibble on this Middletown defense a little bit, and I think that was a good example of it.
Yeah, good little higher percentage play just to keep things moving forward, and of course, as you mentioned, most importantly, to keep the chains moving forward. Fresh set of downs now from the 27-yard line here with 8:40 to go in quarter number 2. Still scoreless, Susquehanna Township looking to break through. Evans stepping back for a moment, airs it out to the far side, and tried to find his man over there, once again intended for Kern, but just a bit off the mark.
Yeah, just let him a little bit, but again, it was one where these defensive backs are respecting the deep threat of Susquehanna Township, so these underneath routes are open. Evans has got to hit that.
Yeah, I mean, those are going to be your high percentage plays to try to keep things moving forward. But that's the threat of having an arm like Evans. They do make you respect that. So 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. Evans with a quick pass, finds his man on the near side, and a big hit, too, to make sure he didn't get any further. Well, a good decisive hit there by James Queen after the reception by Steph Mallets.
But as we've been kind of talking ad nauseum on this drive, they're taking what the defense is giving them, which are the short passes now.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the adjustment that you get into the second quarter here now. You do start adjusting to what's available to you. What's your offense giving you? What's the defense respecting?
Let's see what the defense does. If the defense comes in, well, let's see if Evans doesn't try and go over the top.
Not quite enough to be 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. After a fresh set of downs, Seville trying to find some room to work with, barely past the 15-yard line.
And Middletown's defensive line has done a really good job against the run. Obviously, they have to worry about Evans potentially taking himself as well, but against those running backs, they've done a really good job so far and sort of damage limitation.
Yeah, this Middletown line has been very, very good tonight.
Yeah, that's our good man there, John Wenger, joining us tonight. I'm surrounded by Messiah University here tonight.
Yeah, trying to make the Falcons proud here.
Yes, sir.
From out here in central Pennsylvania. 2nd and 11 from the 15. Loss of 1 on the play. Evans finds a man to the far side. Seville, he could have the corner if he can get there first. A little stutter step move, and he's down at about the 2. That's exactly what you want to see, especially because it moves the chains and gives him a fresh set of downs.
Well, basically, when we talk about being wide open, whoever was supposed to cover him went deep. And again, Township has just been very surgical, I guess is the way to put this drive, in finding the open receivers.
Again, that threat of the deep ball really does make the difference. And so it's a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Susquehanna Township looking to break through here with under 6:40 to play in the first half. Evans going left side, goes high percentage, finds a man. Rivera, is he in? Yes, he is.
Number 22, Xavier Rivera, flag on the play.
But there is a flag.
Oh, my.
And so let's wait for a second here. It looked like Rivera got in, and it's on Susquehanna Township. And so hold your horses. It remains to be goose eggs on the scoreboard for at least another play.
The ball's moved back to the 7-yard line.
So it's a loss of 5 on the play, a play that would have been a touchdown otherwise. 1st and 7 now. Or 1st and goal from the 7, I should say more specifically. Susquehanna Township looking to try again to break the ice. 6:26 to go in the first half. Middletown defense bending, not breaking, and trying not to break here.
Well, and Susquehanna Township doing moving the football through the air.
The snap is tipped. Did Middletown land on it? They did.
How
about that Middletown defense?
I got to see this. I mean, I think it was supposed to be a direct snap to number 2 there. It was supposed to be a direct snap to Seville, and he basically didn't think it was coming, and it went off to the side. I couldn't tell what happened until I saw the replay. But oh my, just the best scoring opportunity of the night by either team, and Middletown dodges the bullet again.
And somehow it remains scoreless with 6:19 to go here in the first half. Wow. So Middletown taking over deep in their own zone again, though. See if they can get it a little further out than they did last time. 1st and 10 from the 11. And whistle here.
Timeout, Middletown.
You're about to say something, John, I think.
I was just going to say that this Susquehanna offense, obviously dominant this season, and all these miscues early on, really not used to seeing it. And again, I mean, we were about to say 6-0. Looks like maybe they're getting some momentum, and now here we are. It's still scoreless, and now Middletown's got a shot here.
Yeah, they even had it in the end zone, but the flag called it back. Again, thanks to our friends at Constellation Energy for making our broadcast here on PennLive.com possible tonight.
Yes, we want to, Dave Marcheski and a special guest will be joining us from Constellation Energy at halftime. And I'm looking forward to that. I mean, these halftime visits with Dave and I and Dave and guests are very informative, especially to the community here in Middletown. We had the Constellation Energy is the one that's repurposing the 3 Mile Island plant. I mean, you see the cooling towers when you drive to the game. So good stuff that we've got Dave Marcheski on.
Yeah, that you do. I didn't realize you could see the towers from here until I got here today. 1st and 10 from the 11 on a new drive from Middletown after catching a heck of a break there on a promising Susquehanna Township drive. That run goes just about nowhere as Gavin Paul, no room to work with again. But we talked a lot about the Middletown defense, but the Susquehanna.
2nd and 9.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, both defenses have done well this evening.
Yeah, that's been the story.
It's just that Susquehanna Township really hasn't been able to take advantage of 2 situations that they've had inside the Middletown 10 tonight.
So they gain a yard on the first play of the drive, so it's 2nd and 9 from the 12. Trying for another run to the far side and pushing forward to about the 15.
Gavin Paul
another good run there by Gavin Paul, but again, just not a ton of room to work with.
Not at all. And
stop by number 11, Quincy
that's
Smith.
what I talk about. These mano-a-mano straight plays like this, the advantage is to Susquehanna Township. Middletown's got to do a little bit more with play imagination, I call it, or taking them from the bottom of the playbook and use the Susquehanna Township speed and athleticism to their disadvantage.
You got to try to find a way to shake things up a little bit here. Middletown offense facing a 3rd and 6 from their own 15. And that pass to the far side just never on the same page there. Gavin Paul never looked back for it.
For number 22, Gavin Paul,
Bruce, going back to what you said earlier, play imagination, it's part of the factor or the product of Susquehanna turning it over on downs is now Middletown's going to be deep in their own territory multiple times. They sort of have to be a little bit conservative to make sure they don't go too far back, and obviously they've had 2 straight 3-and-outs now deep in their own territory. So
yeah, you got to do something to move the football and flip the field. So you either got to have a good kick or you got to move the ball offensively, one of the two.
Well, they moved the ball offensively okay in the first quarter, but they haven't been able to get out of their own zone here in the second. What a kick there. It gets past the 50 and a slip. Boy, I'll tell you what, a bunch of breaks go in the way of the Blue Raiders right now. After that slip there, and we'll see if they can't hang on and keep it scoreless for the final 4:39 of this second quarter. Glad you could join us on PennLive.com.
And that's what you said. Final 4:39 of the first half. Middletown has kept their head above water. They've not threatened Susquehanna Township, but they've stayed in this ball game. And things can happen. We saw that in the first week of the season when we saw Middletown beat Donegal.
Mm-hmm. And even last week with Susquehanna Township, it was more of a back-and-forth battle, but Susquehanna Township was held pretty well in check throughout the first half of that game, too. So interesting to see when the Giant wakes up here. Another fumbled snap there for a moment. Evans able to take it and trying to make something out of nothing. He's still able to gain about 5 yards after the fumbled snap.
Number 15, Torrin Evans with the quarterback.
Nice play by Evans to just stay cool, calm, and collected there and make something of it.
Well, that's at least the 3rd snap issue that we've seen from Susquehanna Township here in the first half.
2nd and 4.
So it's actually a gain of 6. Or I thought it was a gain of 5. Gain of 6 on the play by Evans. Spotted down at the 45. Or spotted out of bounds at the 45, I should say.
Yeah. Like I said, look for the isolated receiver here on the outside, on the near side.
Yeah, you got him on that far side potentially too, but flagged before the snap. As just blasting through the line there, well ahead of the snap was James Queen.
Yeah.
So fairly easy call to make there, but
yeah, I'm interested to see. Looks like the tribe is trying to get Leaks isolated on the near side here. I mean, I like that play. I like what they're doing here formationally to create these matchup problems.
For the most part, Middletown's done all right in the flag department, but that one. That's a big one. Fresh set of downs now for the Susquehanna Township offense at the 40.
And I've always liked this double wide set for Township.
They opt for the run, and Seville is wrapped up. Nothing going on that one. It will stay at the 40-yard line.
Rakai Seville with the carry.
Seville, when we talked about Susquehanna Township last week against Steel High in that game we were calling, I feel like we were calling Seville's name just about every other play. But Middletown defense has done a good job of neutralizing him here tonight.
Yeah, Waits had a nice tackle there. But that whole defensive line there, I mean, they are just not moving an inch.
Yeah, John mentioned it earlier, just not giving anything at the line on the ground. So, I mean, Susquehanna Township going to have to keep breaking things out through the air and start hitting the targets a little bit more consistently to try to break the ice here. Still scoreless, 3 minutes left to play here in the first half, and another flag flies right at the snap. That one's going to go against Middletown again.
My, oh my.
Well, when you're trying to play the whole bend, don't break kind of defense.
Oh, it's on Susquehanna Township.
All right. Well, based on the crowd reaction here on the Middletown side, it sure sounded like that was going to be going against Middletown. So I take it back. Spoke too soon. It's now a 2nd and 10 from the 40. Or, excuse me, 2nd and 15 from the 45.
3 minutes. They have to have some sense of urgency here. Now, they do have 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, if I remember correctly, Middletown received the first half kickoff, didn't they?
I think so. Oh, look at here.
Susquehanna Township will get it to start the second half, but trying to break the ice before then. A good run by Evans, taking it down to about the 32.
Torrin Evans with the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, nice job there. You know, he didn't have anybody open.
Ball's placed on the 32-yard line.
And dives pretty close for the first down there.
Yeah, pretty close. Came up 2 yards short. So an opportunity to convert here and keep the drive alive with 2:30 left to play. 3rd and 2 from the 32. A whole lot of 2s and 3s up on the scoreboard, but where it matters, still zeros, scoreless. Susquehanna Township and Middletown here at War Memorial Field in Middletown. Glad you could join us tonight on PennLive.com, brought to you by Constellation Energy. 3rd and 2 from the 32. It's a handoff to Rivera, trying to find the corner on the far side, and there's the line going to meet him, and they stop him. It's a loss.
That was a really nice job there by Kane Kolotnik. Just kind of held things up.
Rivera with the carry on the play.
Well, this line just remains to be relentless from the Middletown defense, and it'll be probably about a 4th and 5 here, I'd imagine.
Winding it down here.
1-yard loss on the play. The ball is placed on the 33-yard line.
It ends up being only a 1-yard loss, so now it's 4th and 3. Another opportunity to convert here for Susquehanna Township on 4th down. They've done it successfully so far tonight with under 90 seconds. Some urgency here, but a timeout first.
Timeout Middletown.
From the Middletown Blue Raiders sideline. Still scoreless, 1:27 to play in the first half here on PennLive.com.
Yeah, let's come into the booth here real quick.
Oh, my. Constellation Energy. And
looks like we lost our booth
so much
cam.
for the booth cam, I guess. We'll just have to talk about it, and you'll have to trust us. So I'll try to fix that here during the timeout.
Yeah,
but so far, scoreless. Goose eggs on the board. Not exactly what we anticipated here tonight. More of a battle of field positions and a bit of a bend, don't break kind of attitude from the Middletown Blue Raider defense, particularly on the defensive line.
I'll tell you what, that Middletown defense, they got to be feeling, they got to have their swagger back a little bit. I mean, who would have thought, again, that Susquehanna would be nearly scoreless. Obviously, they have got one more play here to stop them, assuming Susquehanna goes for it on 4th down here. But, man, they have, like we said, by here, but got to come up here on 4th down. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, Susquehanna has not had great success on 4th down. They could try to pin Middletown deep here if they were to punt it away, and Middletown hasn't had much success offensively in the second quarter, but they are going to go for it, it looks like.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, why not at 4th and 3? Trying to keep this drive alive and still looking for a score. Susquehanna Township offense at the 4th and 3 from the 33-yard line. Just need to gain 3, but they went backwards on the last play. Evans stepping up, taking it himself, and he'll slide. And did he slide too early? I think he got it.
He got the first down.
Torrin Evans with the quarterback keeper.
He got the first down.
Yes, he did. He got it by a couple yards. And so they'll spot it at the 28-yard
that was a
line.
design quarterback draw. He basically just stepped back there, waited for the defense to part,
Ball is placed on the 28-yard line.
and then took the run. That was a design draw, but still 2 timeouts for the Tribe.
That was the same play I thought they should have used on 4th down the previous drive.
So a fresh set of downs from the 28-yard line. Susquehanna Township's offense keeps moving down to 54 seconds left here in the first half. They connect at the 20-yard line there. A good reception by Millette.
They got to
move forward. The
They got to move.
urgency needs to be there. Down to 40 seconds left to play in the first half. 2nd and 3 from the 28-yard line. Down to 30 seconds. Evans takes a step back, jumps for a moment, rolls to the left, trying to find somebody open. A flag flies. Crowd wants a hold as Evans throws it away, and we'll wait and make sure what the flag is. There are 2 flags on the
There are
play.
2 flags, and I don't think he got the ball to the line of scrimmage. You still have to. You still have to get the ball to the line of scrimmage if you're the quarterback throwing it away. And I think that's what they're talking about right now, is did he get the ball to the line of scrimmage?
And a 3rd flag flies.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
too.
That's the illegal forward pass or intentional grounding, excuse me.
And as insult to injury, I mean, that play took a lot of time off the clock. Evans was outside the pocket a lot.
Yeah, down to 20 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, that's going to be intentional grounding along with the holding penalty. Wow, that's they're piling up the negative yardage here. But what a job by this Middletown defense in this first half, holding the Susquehanna Township team to no points so far.
Hey, that
20 seconds left.
That group of linemen trying to earn themselves a steak dinner with this one here tonight. and rightfully so if they can keep this up for a second half.
Absolutely right. I mean, I don't know. Can we give most valuable player to more than one guy?
Most valuable unit, I guess. I don't know.
Most valuable unit, yeah.
I don't know who made the rules about the most valuable players, so I don't know who to consult about that.
Yeah.
Ball's been back to the 37-yard
The
line.
defensive line has been incredibly valuable here tonight for the Middletown defense, and Susquehanna Township's offense in another promising drive find themselves going backwards. 2nd and 19, a long way to go. But we know Torrin Evans has an arm. He escapes some pressure there for a moment, finding some more room to escape. Another flag flies as he races up the near sideline and takes it out of bounds at the 15-yard line with 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, going to be another holding penalty there. Look like that's going to be on number 78, I believe. That came flying in from the side judge.
Yeah, as you saw Evans find some space to open up in front of him. That's exactly when the flag flew. And backwards they go again.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, he had an opening for a while. Obviously, didn't get his first look, and receivers are going deep. There's a certain point with the clock at only 20 seconds, you hang around too long, you're asking a lot of your offensive line to block and not get a holding penalty. He really easily probably could have gone off and run a little bit sooner and saved some time and save a little bit of work for his offensive line, because it's just one play after another backing up this Susquehanna offense.
That would have been a mighty heave. All of his receivers were down near the goal line, and he was out near midfield. So.
Yeah, I mean, this Susquehanna offensive line has their hands full with that defensive line from Middletown. So, yeah, the longer you have them trying to fight that, the more likely that the laundry will start flying.
And stick with us here at halftime. We're going to have Dave Marcheski, Community Relations Manager from Constellation Energy, joining us with a special guest. So stick with us.
Looking to see if I could find him with his big Constellation jersey.
He'll be easy to find.
Typically he would be. I mean, the taco truck's not down there anymore, so he doesn't have that excuse. Still got to be here on time. 3rd and extremely long for the Susquehanna Township offense. 3rd and 30 from the 47-yard line. 10 seconds left. Got one last prayer.
One last prayer is right.
Evans steps up with it instead, and that prayer goes unanswered. Downed at the 46-yard line, and nothing going. That wraps up the first half of action. And yeah, a lot of energy on that Middletown sideline, and rightfully so, as it remains scoreless, in large part thanks to an impressive defensive effort from the Blue Raiders. I'm glad you could join us for this game here tonight on PennLive.com. John Wenger, Bruce Badgley, myself, PJ Rydell, glad to be joining with you for all of tonight's actions as we bring it up. We fixed the booth cam.
Yeah,
Maybe I cut my head off a little bit. I'll kind of figure that out later. But, I mean, yeah, the story here, there's kind of two main storylines here, right? It's that Middletown defense, holy cow, the show they're putting on here tonight. And then, of course, it's the Susquehanna Township not helping themselves.
Yeah, they've really, they had 2 opportunities inside the 10-yard line. It came up with nothing in the first half. And then penalties really, cut into their offensive performance.
I mean, 3rd and
big
30,
time
right?
there. Right. John, your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you what, we talk about the Middletown defense, but Susquehanna hasn't allowed anything either. I mean, Middletown had some stuff going in the first quarter, but since then, I mean, Middletown's been back in their own zone over and over and over again. They've got nothing going. It feels like so long since we've seen that Middletown offense out there, honestly. We've been watching the Susquehanna offense this whole time, but really great defensive battle, some nice old-school fashion football. It's been a fun game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so we'll take a break from that old-school, old-fashioned football for our halftime break. Again, be sure to stick with us here on PennLive.com for that and for the second half of action.
All right, we're back at halftime here at Middletown War Memorial Stadium, and we've got a cast of thousands here at halftime. So I'm going to let my buddy Dave Marcheski, cameras right there, everybody. Dave, why don't you introduce? Obviously, Mason, this is your second time around,
Mason's
right?
Coming back. How you doing, bud? My son Mason here. Well, Bruce, we had the 1-year anniversary of the restart announcement for the Crane Clean Energy Center this weekend. So tonight, before the game, we wanted to have a community tailgate to kind of kick off tonight's game.
Put that mic right in the mouth. Eat that microphone. There we go.
You think I would know better. There you go. Yeah, we had some free tacos, some games out there. But we're having a fun community night, and I ran into some of our Crane Clean Energy friends. I know, we did. We have Dauphin County Commissioner George Hartwick here. How you doing, sir?
How you doing? Great to be here.
Yeah, you've got a rooting interest out there, don't you?
Yeah, I paid my son for name ID tonight.
It's quite a defensive game out there, too, so he's been pretty busy.
It's really exciting night. Thank you for inviting us up, David. And I'm grateful to be joined with an incredible cast of characters behind me, elected officials who have done a phenomenal job for this region and actually representing Susquehanna, Middletown, and all of Dauphin County.
Yeah, we have State Representative Justin Fleming here. We have State Senator Patty Kim and State Representative Dave Mattson as well. So, hey.
Yeah, wave.
We're all here.
Hey.
Cast of thousands. I think this is the most people that we've ever had at a halftime show.
We're expanding the boundaries here of the capabilities of PennLive, but we're having fun.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. But, it's been really interesting, thanks to Constellation Energy and their support of these broadcasts. For your son being out there, playing and whatever like that, what does it mean to have, a broadcast and have an announcer call his name and to win an MVP award?
My son's a great young man. It's always great to be able to watch him do well. And even better tonight when they're up against an overmatched Susquehanna team who's come in here undefeated. So I hear the excitement from the home team crowd. I sense a bit of enthusiasm, but ultimately football's not an individual sport. It's a team sport. And so far tonight, Middletown has really shown up, particularly on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they have, Dave. I mean, we usually talk about the halftime there.
I just want to say you should hear the trash talk between these two. I'm sitting between them. You got Middletown on one side, Susquehanna Township on the other. I'm like, fellas, it's a community game tonight.
I thought we were trying to keep this clean. I thought we were trying to keep this clean.
I'm just out. No, it's been a great time.
Well, it's even more interesting for a Stilton guy to be able to root for Middletown, so that makes it interesting as well. So
yeah, see, that's what's great about broadcasting these games and going to the different fields. For me personally, is seeing all the traditions, seeing all the rivalries, because that's really what football is all about, Dave. Right?
Oh, it's a great time. I mean, look, we got the band out in the field now. You run into people that you know. People come up to me, have questions about the what we're doing over there at the Crane Clean Energy Center. We just also launched tonight Friends of Crane. We're going to post it on our Instagram at Crane Unit 1. So if you sign up, we're going to give you some updates and progress reports throughout. And tonight's tailgate is not the first. We're going to have future tailgates coming out with Friends of Crane.
Wow, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So talk a little bit about what you expect the second half. You seem to be a football guy.
Well, I'm a wrestling guy, but I love football. If I was a little bit bigger, it'd be my favorite sport. You know what I mean? But it's just like in Stilton, you want to go out for basketball, can barely touch it, and that I found the sport I was good at.
That's right.
But I think so far what I've seen has been inaccurate passing by Susquehanna Township, a host of penalties by the offensive line, and Middletown really coming up, fired up and charged up, knowing that they may be overlooked tonight. So, it's always good to come from the underdog role, and you get a sense of having something to prove. And if they can put a couple points on the board, I think it's going to be a hell of a second half.
Yeah, I do too.
Forward to it.
I do too. I mean, I think it's going to be great. And for you and Dave and also Mason there, I'll tell you what, it's been a lot of fun getting together at these halftimes here. And, we're going to have to do this more often. We're just going to have.
Oh, well, that's just it. You come out to a high school football game, you never know who you're going to run into.
That's right. I say that all the time on my podcast. You never know who's going to stop by. And, in this particular case, we got to, like I said, I mean, everybody from anywhere stopping by.
No,
right?
we got the best legislative delegation in Pennsylvania that's behind us.
Okay, all right.
We hear a lot about politicians and people that dislike what's going on, both across political lines. We have individual leaders here that are willing to both come together, put themselves aside, and do what's in the best interest of our region. We're really grateful to have the folks that we do having both here and serving us in this county.
Well, as a citizen of Pennsylvania, thank you very much for your service, okay? I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm nothing.
And they're great supporters of our project. As well,
Absolutely.
so, yeah.
I mean, without people like you, we don't have really anything we've got. So I'll tell you what, thanks a lot for stopping by. Really looking forward to the second half, Dave, and thanks for your support and Constellations Energy support.
Problem. Thank you, Bruce. Good to
All
be
right. Thanks a lot, and we'll be back with the second half momentarily.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on PennLive.com to our matchup tonight at Middletown, the War Memorial Field. It's a scoreless game. If you're a fan of offense, this has not been the game for you. But if you're a fan of defense, this has been the best game for you. I'm PJ Rydell along with John Wenger and Bruce Badgley bringing you all of the action here on PennLive.com. Thanks to our friends at Constellation Energy. And Bruce and John, you guys were talking about something there before we went on the air, and I was over here working on my notes, so I didn't hear. What were you guys talking about in terms of the first half and going into the second here?
Oh, I tell you, I think anyway, that Middletown's got to stay within itself, okay? They can't get too far over their skis. I mean, they're tied right now. Stick with the same formula. You know, sometimes coaches will come into this and they're going to try too hard to, like, get some points on there. Stay within yourself. I mean, they did very good. They've just got to get that one thing that's going to flip the field, whether it's a turnover or a big kick or one big play. But just stick with the formula that got you here, right, John?
Right. And for Susquehanna, I mean, they've been right there. And it feels kind of inevitable that they will break through. They've been down here 3 times and haven't broken through. We thought they broke through once, and that didn't happen, got called back by a holding penalty. But they're right there. They've done a good job defensively. I think the most success they've had offensively is when they sort of just take what the defense gives them. They've been taking some shots downfield. It worked a little bit, but the most success they've had is just staying within themselves, like you said, Bruce.
Yeah,
and we'll see if they do that in the second half here.
And I think both teams, Susquehanna Township too, you know, taking what the defense gave them, rather than to try those long passes and Torrin Evans doing everything himself, the most success they had is when they were hitting those underneath receivers, when the defensive backs were just dropping back, you know, in zone coverage and keeping everything in front of them. So that's what I talk about is both teams just stay disciplined, stay within yourself. And I think the team that does that best is the one that's coming out on top.
And in terms of, like, discipline, if Susquehanna Township had been disciplined, you could argue they would be at least on top 6-0.
Sure.
Maybe more, maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say. But, yeah, as you mentioned, like some of those flags there, they ended the first half in a 3rd and 30 situation because of flags. So certainly I can imagine the Indians sideline looking to tighten things up here a little bit going into the second half. Both teams still looking to find a way to break the ice here tonight on PennLive.com here at War Memorial Field. Glad you could join us for some Friday night football action in Middletown. The Blue Raiders playing host to the undefeated Susquehanna Township Indians.
Yeah, this has really turned out to be a good one, hasn't it?
It has been. It has been. And I'm sure there are some people that could look at this game and say, all right, well, Indians are running away with this one. But you knew this was going to be a prove-it game for Middletown, and at least on the defensive end, they most certainly have done that.
Well, so much of their season is riding on this. I mean, a win in this situation, you know, when they're on the cusp of making – yeah, basically the playoffs have started already for Middletown, okay? I mean, let's be real here. When you're the 9th seed out of 10 teams, you know, your playoff season has started. So, yeah, that's important. And, you know, they've got if they get by this, it's not like they've got an easy time either. They've got East Pennsboro, who only has 1 loss ahead of them as well. But it certainly gives them a real good opportunity here if they can, you know, notch this as a victory into their win belt.
And, well, the good news for Susquehanna Township here is that after their drive kind of really petered out there in the first half, they'll be receiving the ball, receiving the kickoff to open the second half, and will look to try to capitalize early and set the tone. I mean, that is the nice thing about a 0-0 ball game. These teams both have an equal chance to set the tone here for the second half, and a good kick there. Takes it all the way, stopped right at the 5. Oh, my. What a kick there, and it's a tough spot to start for the Indian offense.
And that ball absolutely died, and it's going to be a pretty good field position for this Middletown defense. This is the deepest Susquehanna has been in their own territory all night.
There's that natural grass playing a part of the game here, right?
Well, and here's where the defense can stand up here and flip the field. You know, I mean, this has turned into a game of field position.
And the Middletown defense here in probably the most favorable position they've been in. Susquehanna Township starting at their own 12. The way that ball stopped, it wasn't quite like, what was it, a Steelers and Dolphins, that one game where it was pouring and it just stuck right in the mud. It didn't quite stick in the mud, but it was pretty darn close, especially considering how dry it's been lately. I know it rained yesterday, but first play of the new drive in the second half by Evans. A pass out there to the far side and taken out just before the 20 to Zykeer Leaks.
Brought down by number 5, Luis Roman.
Yeah, and again, they're doing, and I think they've done a good job. The Township coaches is really creating space for their players formationally.
And they've been finding space, like you mentioned, earlier, the under routes, because you have to respect that deep ball from Evans. And I think for the Middletown offense, doing a little bit more of that will be what they want to do. But for now, they've got to focus on a defensive stop here again. 2nd and 4 from their own 17. Susquehanna Township offense trying to gain a couple more there from Seville. Seville got maybe 1 or 2 more. Not a ton more room other than that.
By number 52,
again, 3rd and short. I'll tell you what, just remember this play. Remember this play right here. Because if Middletown can force a punt, first off, Susquehanna Township, they don't punt a lot. They don't practice that a lot. So let's see if they can hold them here and force them into a punting situation deep in their own end.
It's a 3rd and 2 situation from the 20-yard line for the Indian offense. Evans with the ball, hands off to Seville, and there's that line again. Oh, man, this defensive line putting on a show tonight for the Blue Raiders. Look at this one again.
They were run blitzing there, and everybody just met in the backfield.
They took the offensive lineman with them. They just took the whole wall. How about this Blue Raider defensive line, man?
Well, how about the fact here now, Susquehanna Township's got to kick it away. This is their first punt of the game.
Yeah, the stop there put him in a 4th and 6, and back there trying to kick for him. Gordon Bailey. Bailey
got it away. Good kick.
That's a good kick given where he was. Fielded it about the 50-yard line. And hung up there at the 50 and thrown down. Whole lot of grabbing there. Is finally thrown down was Ross.
Number 2, Josiah Ross.
Kern with a really good play on special team there. Held him up for his other teammates to get to him. Important that they didn't get much on the return, but now we've got a flag out in the middle of the field there somehow. A face mask. Oh, my goodness.
And it keeps going against Susquehanna Township right now. And it's hard to say in a 0-0 game, the way this game has been played, that there's any team with any momentum. But if you had to give a slight edge, it kind of feels like Middletown at this point.
I'll tell you what, this crowd can feel it right now. They've hung around here for a while, and things start in the second half. I think you almost give the benefit of the doubt to Susquehanna because of their record that they would figure things out eventually. But second half, they come out, more miscues that we saw in the first half in Middletown. Look at this field position. They're going to have to start this drive, and this can change the game.
What I talked about, flipping the field, okay? The field position game here, now advantage Blue Raiders as we get going here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they get to start from the 33-yard line. A good opportunity here for the Raiders to finally cash in and turn their defense into some offense. It's another run up the middle. Gavin Paul taking it for a handful, or excuse me, not Gavin Paul. Luis Roman taking the run. Got so used to calling Gavin Paul there, I just kind of did it by instinct.
But look how far downfield that offensive line is, throwing blocks for the Blue Raiders. My, oh my, 5 yards downfield at least.
Another good run there. It's for 6 at the end of the day. 2nd and 4 from the 27-yard line. Not trying much through the air here is the Middletown offense. Sticking with it on the ground, and they'll do it again here for a gain of a couple more. Just that gritty, hard-nosed football John was talking about.
Jasani Brown. That was a big-time hit in the hole.
Luis Roman on the run again.
Ball spotted on the 24-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 1.
So it's a 1 yard to gain here, 3rd and 1 from the 24-yard line. Middletown looking to keep the chains moving and take advantage of great field position thanks to some Township miscues. Still scoreless here in the second half. The handoff from Ortiz to Roman again. Roman bumping around, found some room.
Boy, he did not get it.
He tried to lean forward, but just couldn't get around the corner. A good stop there on the play by Raymond Sweat for Township.
And it looked like he might have ran into his own lineman as well at the start of that run.
Yeah, it looks like he did run into one of his guys there, kind of pushed him more outside, but that's the penetration by Township there.
Yeah, he tried to use that little bump to propel him around the corner, but Sweat was right there to meet him.
4th and 1, big play.
Big spot here. 1 yard to gain on 4th down for the Middletown offense. Just trying to get Township to jump for the moment. Three seconds left on the play clock. And the snap is high. Ortiz tried to land on it, couldn't get it. Township will take over.
Incredible.
Second time.
Go ahead, PJ.
It's the second time that a snap's gotten away from Middletown. That time Ortiz not able to bail him out, though.
Second time it happened in Susquehanna territory as well, with a chance to maybe move the ball further and put points on the board. And, boy, again, the miscues on both sides. And Middletown's, they had a couple of their own, and it's really bitten them.
Yeah, oh, my goodness. You know, that's –
talk about a momentum shift again.
Exactly. Now an energized Susquehanna Township offense because of that play on defense or the miscue.
Well, this is exactly what these two strong defenses do. They force you to kind of maybe try a little too hard, make mistakes, overthink things just to try to put a score on the board. We're still scoreless. A little underpass there, just like we talked about earlier, and it'll be 2nd and 1 to open the drive here for Susquehanna Township.
Nice high percentage play. You can see the wide out, the two interior receivers went deep. The outside guy cut behind the two receivers. There was nobody there on coverage. Great play design.
Well, that's what worked in the first half for Susquehanna Township. They kind of got away from it at the end of the first half and to open the second half here. We'll see if they can get that to click on all cylinders again here and break open this scoreless tie. 2nd and 2 from the 43. Evans keeps it himself, but the line right there to wrap him up.
That was a designed run again for the quarterback.
Quincy Smith, or excuse me, not Quincy Smith, Jakir Sawyer making the play.
Sacked on the play by number 11, Jakir Sawyer.
And he came off of that block and came from behind to make that tackle. Big time play.
Yeah, big time from Jakir Sawyer. He's had a couple of big time defensive plays here tonight. Looking good in his first season of real varsity action. 3rd and 3 from the 43-yard line. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and we're still looking for our first score of the night. Evans flanked to his left by Rivera. Evans stepping up, looking for the first down. He could have had some space. Instead, he gets the pass ahead. That's enough for a first down and then some. Wrapped up at the 40. He found his man, Kent Yother, making the play.
And you were right. He could have run for the first down himself.
Yep.
But he saw Yother open, and he got the extra yardage.
Yeah, a little bit of trickery there to get the first down one way or another, and good by Kent Yother there to actually hang on to the ball too. For a second kind of juggled it, but able to hang on. Under 5:30 to play now here in the third quarter. The score bug is not broken. It is scoreless. 1st and 10, and it's a run up the middle. A good gain there. It's going to be just short of the line to gain. Nice little run there for Sincere Little John.
With the carry.
But a flag flies again.
Man, a lot of penalties in this game tonight.
It seems to be that it's going to be, based on the body language, against Susquehanna Township again. We'll wait for the call.
That's the Portsman-like.
Yeah,
what?
It's on Susquehanna Township again.
Play unsportsmanlike conduct, Susquehanna Township.
So again,
oh man.
These little plays.
Well, that's a pretty big play there because it would have been 3rd and 1, and now it's going to be 2nd and about 14.
Tell you what, that was the first time Susquehanna had a really good run in a while against this Middletown defense. And like we said, those miscues, it goes right back. And, yeah, a long second down now.
Miscues, little decisions, lacks of discipline turn into big consequences again for Susquehanna Township. 2nd and 16 from the 30-yard line.
Well, watch Leaks isolated on the right side on this one.
Evans again handles the snap, steps back for a moment, a little sidearm, and in and out of the hands of Zykir Leaks.
Is incomplete.
Looking like a baseball infielder with a little sidearm there, but not able to connect. And it's 3rd and 16 now.
Yeah, and again, I mean, they're taking what the defense gives them. They've got a, and that was a tough situation too because Evans couldn't throw it normal. He had to kind of get it around that defense. And boy, 3rd and 15 here. My oh my.
Another 3rd and long after a promising start to a drive for Susquehanna Township. We've seen them escape before. Can they do it here again? 3rd and 16 from the 45-yard line. Evans has some time, takes it forward, trying to run for it. He could get the first down.
He's got it. Unbelievable.
Wow. Picking up all 16 himself to move the chains.
He didn't have any time to think there. Instinctively, he just brought it down and ran. Breaks a tackle and gets that first down. Tough running there by the senior.
Where it'll be 1st and 10, Susquehanna Township.
Boy, good eyes, good guts there to make the play. Torrin Evans moves the chain, fresh set of downs from the 27-yard line. So he moves it from the 45 to the 27. Susquehanna Township getting another big play to convert on 3rd down. Now they just need to convert in the end zone. Evans again taking it himself, and the line is right there to stop him. Big play there from Jaden Riley.
Yeah, nice job there by Riley, but that whole defensive line there just
George Hartwick, I bet. Wrong roster.
George.
My bad.
Hartwick there, but that whole defense there just kind of slid down. They really were expecting that play.
Yeah, Hartwick with another big play on defense there. Another loss for the Susquehanna Township offense. They go backwards by 4. 2nd and 14 from the 31-yard line now. Evans airs it out to the far side. He finds a man on a high percentage play down there at the far sideline. Steph Millett comes up with the reception again.
Good throw in rhythm, but again, there's that open receiver. Those defensive backs for Middletown are just at the snap, just dropping back.
Yeah, they learn to respect early.
Well, that's going to be open all night. You're seeing it. It's open all night long. Susquehanna Township just has to continue to throw it, in that 5 to 10-yard range.
Susquehanna Township really chewing up this quarter, too. Down under 3 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Still scoreless. 3rd and 2 from the 19-yard line after the big reception there for Millett. It's a handoff to Seville, and he's tripped up again. The line right there with another answer.
Seville with a carry. Stop by number 54, Elijah Einzig.
Elijah Einzig with the stop that time.
Looks like it's going to be 4-down territory again here.
And just a great job by that defense, just neutralizing their man at the line of scrimmage and just waiting for the running back.
I was honestly surprised they went with that play call because it really has not worked that well for Susquehanna's offense. They go back to it, and Middletown stuffs it again. But here we go, 4th down.
They went backwards again on the play, so it's 4th and 5 from the 22-yard line.
Boy, a bunch down to the near side. There goes Leaks.
Evans flanked on his left by Seville, trying to find some room to work with. Can he turn the corner? And out at the sideline, did he have enough?
Yes, he looks like he's got enough. I know that they're
do have a Middletown player down about the 21-yard line.
And so it does move the chains, though. That answers the question we had on our minds. So it is going to be a fresh set of downs for Susquehanna Township after they tend to the injured Middletown player. And with that stoppage, it's an opportunity for us to once again thank our friends at Constellation Energy for making this broadcast possible. Some Friday Night Football action on PennLive.com.
Energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
And again, a big thanks to our friends at Constellation Energy for making this broadcast possible on PennLive.com, making all of our Friday Night Football broadcasts here possible this season. Thanks to our friends there, and thanks for those of you joining us here on PennLive.com. John Wenger, Bruce Badgley, myself, PJ Rydell. Glad to be bringing you all that action, and a whole lot of people tuning in to what we would call a say what kind of game here tonight. Still scoreless with a minute 49 left to play in the third.
Say what?
You're telling me Susquehanna Township 5-0
and
Middletown 3-2 are tied 0-0.
With almost 3 quarters in the book. Say what?
Who would have thought? Just like you drew it up, right? Well, I mean, we talked about it. It's been a game of field position. It's been a game of defenses. And, I mean, especially for Susquehanna Township, it's been just a game of mistakes.
Yeah, it's both teams have had their moments. There's, as John pointed out a couple times, there's been some key moments by Middletown where bad snaps in key situations. The same thing with Susquehanna Township with the penalties and some ill-timed bad snaps. So,
yeah, unfortunately for Middletown, coming off is Elijah Einzig, not putting any pressure on his right leg, so hoping for the best for him, but fortunately doesn't look good for the Blue Raider. 1st and 10 in the meantime on the 14-yard line for the Susquehanna Township offense. The clock keeps moving, under 90 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. That one's aired out to the far side, trying to get open for it, and just not able to do so inbounds was Zykeira Leaks.
Leaks and Evans were not on the same page on that one. Leaks adjusted to the pass that was thrown. Leaks was running basically a fly pattern, and Evans threw a deep out. So it was lucky Leaks came as close to the ball as he did.
Yeah, we've said that a couple times here tonight. Just guys out of sync, especially when it comes to the passing game. 2nd and 10 from the 14-yard line. Evans, the snap, handoff to Seville. Seville barreling through the line, gets it down within the 10. And for maybe the second time tonight, that run to Seville works. They've had a hard time with that here tonight, as John mentioned a little while ago.
Big hole that time, though. And Seville keeps running, so they're inside the 10. This is the 3rd time tonight that the Tribe has been inside the Middletown 10. The first 2 times they came away empty.
Yeah, one of those times they actually got it into the end zone, but had it called back for a holding penalty.
This
so
is 3rd and about 4.
Can they finally break through here from the 8-yard line? Evans keeps it himself, fakes out one defender, takes it down inside the 5. He's down at about the 1.
That's going to give him a first down.
What a move as well. I mean, he had the defender all over him, makes that one quick move to his left.
Hey, look at that little shimmy right there.
And he
nice
might
little
be
move.
down.
Yeah, but
there's another player down, unfortunately.
The bad part, on that one was that Sawyer, I mean, he was the only guy out there, so he had to kind of force it. I mean, he actually did the right thing, is that he sealed the edge. He forced Evans to the inside where he did have some help. If he lets him go to the outside, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, you got to make a quick decision in that situation. And it looks like it is Sawyer down right now, but he's just having his legs stretched,
yeah, I think
so hopefully just a cramp
Yeah,
this
I think
time.
it's a cramp. It was warm today, but it got kind of cool. You're the only one in, like, the quarter zip that's, I think, halfway comfortable now. Both of you guys. I'm sitting here in, like, a polo shirt. Both of you guys are, like, a dress for the weather, I think.
I don't know if I ever saw John without a jacket at Messiah. Think of it.
Yeah, there are a few times.
It's a classic look.
I don't know. It's been a while.
Anyway, really fun to have you tonight, John, and doing a great job on camera. And man, I'm flanked by Messiah alums, or yes. So
the best come from Messiah.
Okay,
I would like to think, but
a little underrated when you look at your schools around the area.
Yeah,
I don't
like
think so. I mean, you know,
when you're competing with Penn State, you're a little Christian college in Central PA competing with Penn State. It's a little tricky.
You don't even have a football team. So how
we win championships, though.
We're undefeated in football, actually.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Never played a game?
Yeah, Avernia said that for a lot of years. It was always the T-shirt was undefeated in football since 1959, but
it's technically not wrong.
Technically, well, now
it is.
Now it is.
And right at the line, nowhere to go.
Oh, no, he squirmed in there.
He slid right on in. Touchdown, Susquehanna Township.
Emerged.
And finally, Seville managed to get through.
Emerged from that. You can see just kind of scooted around and in for the score. First score of the night.
And I'll tell you what, for Susquehanna, we've critiqued them a lot in this game, but how many times did they come up clutch on 3rd and 4th down that drive? A lot of different times that Middletown came close to stopping them. But in the end, they put 6 points on the board and maybe one to follow here to take the lead.
Well, Township certainly earned that score.
The way this game is going, that could be the difference. Looking for the kick from Gordon Bailey, and they get a jump on the line from Middletown.
Every point matters in this game, big time. If you don't think so, I mean, there's a lot on this kick.
Offsides on Middletown. Penalties declined.
Middletown got called for offsides on the play. And so we'll wait an extra couple of beats for the kick from Gordon Bailey. And the kick from Bailey is up and through with authority over the brick wall in the end zone. And it is a 7-0 lead now
by number 99, Gordon Bailey.
for Susquehanna Township.
Susquehanna Township 7, Middletown 0.
Wow.
You finally get to update the score bug there, Bruce.
How about that?
7-0. Susquehanna Township
Yes,
finally breaks the ice with only 13 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 7-0.
It does still work. Scorebug still works.
Well, I'm glad we finally got to confirm that here. A defensive battle, a battle of field position. Susquehanna Township finally doing what they've come so close to doing and just weren't able to do until now, getting into the end zone. Seville, a little 3-yard run, makes it 7-0.
Well, and look, Middletown here, they're only down 1 score, okay? They got to stay within themselves here, but I think that they've got to try and do something to move the football, and that's some of the things I talked about. Early on there was a little misdirection. There were maybe some of those plays from down to the bottom of the playbook, and I'd like to see them, get down to the bottom of the playbook again, a little crossbuck action, and, maybe some jet sweeps.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say the Susquehanna Township's at the bottom of the playbook, but I think if Middletown could take a page out of their current book and just find ways to kind of break things open, make the defense respect you in more than one way. And right now, for the most part, it's just been on the ground for Middletown, and another, this is a flag just to mark that it's out of bounds on the far side. So the kick out of bounds will set up the Middletown offense looking for a response. They trail now 7-0 with 13 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Thanks for joining us here. Constellation Energy, Friday Night Football here on PennLive. I'll tell you what, it's really turned out to be something special for us. I mean, the guys on the broadcast getting to know really what Constellation Energy is all about and the community and how they're giving back and how they're giving back by, highlighting these athletes at all these schools in the area.
Yeah, I mean, that's what football's all about. It's all about the community, and I'm glad we're able to highlight that here. A little bit of a trick play. There you go to the bottom of the playbook, but it's an interception. Picked off. And taking it back to the 40-yard line. The attempt at going into the bag of tricks couldn't have gone much more wrong. Steph Millette came up with it, and Susquehanna Township right back with the ball.
Yeah, Bruce, that was basically exactly what you were talking about, but didn't work out too well.
You have to execute. I mean, you can't kind of throw the wounded duck out there for anybody to grab. But it looked like there's a block in the back on Township after the change of possession. So they're going to get the ball, move back 10 yards, I think, from the end of the run. Looks like they got a player with a cramp as well. So a lot of stuff going on as the third quarter ended. Oh, my.
Yeah, so it's 7-0 after 3 quarters of play here tonight. Glad you could be a part of what we're doing here on PennLive.com, brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. A back-and-forth battle. Finally had our first score from Susquehanna Township. And, I mean, you talked about that for a moment there, John, about, that's exactly what Bruce asked them to do, to go back into that bag of tricks. But they also went exactly against what Bruce said to do, and that was they didn't stay within themselves. So they were simultaneously listening to Bruce and not listening to Bruce there. Is that?
Yeah. Well, I think that the play, I agree with the play call. It still comes down to execute. I mean, you can't just throw it up there for grabs. I mean, it was the right call to at least surprise Susquehanna Township.
It was a surprise. They just happened to be in just the right place.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you get a guy that doesn't throw too many passes in his life, it's like, all right, this is my chance. And, well.
You work on that in practice. I mean, obviously that was the guy that they designated to do that. But, That
was not the Philly special,
It was not the Philly special, is right.
Yeah, shaking some heads on the Middletown sideline after that. Susquehanna Township will take over with it at the 45-yard line.
Basically changing the quarter here. 12 minutes back on the clock. Boy, now that Middletown defense, really up against it. And, this is the fourth quarter, so at the end of the game, PJ, you and I are going to have to agree on a player of the game.
Could be tricky in this one.
Constellation Energy, player of the game. Yeah, we're going to have to wait right till the final moments to decide that. That's for sure.
So a fresh 12 minutes here. The final quarter of regulation, 7-0. Susquehanna Township on top and looking to capitalize on a big mistake by Middletown. But once again, the line forces them backwards.
Pass is complete to number 1, Jared Kern.
Kern, nowhere to go.
Yeah, and look, a quick out there. I mean, that receiver's got a block. And he did, but there was just a lot of help. Good job by that defense flowing to the ball.
I feel like I've been a broken record here tonight saying that Susquehanna Township's going backwards thanks to that Middletown defensive line. They lose a yard on that one. 2nd and 11 from the 44. Evans back there, flanked by Rivera. Rivera takes it, trying to take it past the 45, and he gets maybe 2 more yards on the run.
Number 22, Xavier Rivera with the carry. Brought down by number 23, Colton Stapleton.
So 3rd and long. Look, that Middletown defense here, they hold them. They can, breathe some life back in their offense with a stand here.
Yeah, try to bail them out. Give them a chance to stay right in this one. But, I mean, you talk about Susquehanna. I think John talked about it a moment ago. Susquehanna Township taking advantage of 3rd down opportunities here. Something they've done pretty well tonight to at least get it close. Trying to do that at least again here. 3rd and 8 from the 47. A pass is connecting in the middle to the 40. But a flag flies. I kind of had my eyes on the flag there as the pass is brought in by Josh Nengeti.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see. There's a flag. Are you kidding me? Yeah, illegal shift again. Susquehanna Township.
I wish I could say at this point here in the 4th quarter that it's unbelievable, but it's become almost predictable with them in this game.
Susquehanna Township, absolutely. I mean, I think that, 5 of those 6 bullets in the gun have hit directly in the foot.
Just about. And again, we just saw them play last week. And this isn't what we saw last week from Township at all.
No, not at all.
You give credit for the pressure that the Middletown defense is putting on them for sure. There's certainly a lot of self-inflicted.
Well, 3rd and long now.
Yeah, 3rd and 13 from the 32. Township has bailed themselves out of long situations here before tonight.
And
need another bailout here, and they'll take a timeout first to figure that out. Glad you could join us tonight on PennLive.com. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy.
The energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers, we meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
We're always thankful for our friends at Constellation Energy here on PennLive.com, bringing all of our Friday Night Football broadcasts to you throughout the season. Hard to believe. I mean, we're pretty much halfway through already. I mean, we're over halfway.
I mean, are you kidding me?
I don't even know why that just occurred to me now. Just like, oh, yeah, wait a minute. We're already halfway through this thing.
But you know, as I alluded to earlier in the broadcast, that with Middletown being, you know, in 9th the 4A playoff in District 3, the playoffs have started for the Blue Raiders. They really have.
What about the implications for Susquehanna Township here, too? I mean, playing this nail-biter against Middletown.
You want to play, you know, I mean, a home playoff game, at least through the semifinals. I mean, it means a first-round bye if they can stay atop the standings.
3rd and 13 here for Evans, trying to make a little something out of nothing. He goes backwards again. Yeah, the flag flies there after the hit. Torrin Evans having to go a long way backwards.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, it really added insult to injury there.
And once again, another promising drive, this time started by the interception that was brought in by Steph Millette. Goes for naught.
So they're going to get the penalty. Look how far back they are now. Talk about flipping the field here. This Middletown defense, granted with some help from Susquehanna Township, they've got to move all the way back inside the 20-yard line.
So many third and really, really longs for the Susquehanna Township offense tonight.
To the 19-yard line.
Once again, all this started because of a penalty, illegal shift, I believe it was.
Yeah,
a few plays ago. Not the first time we've seen Susquehanna just sort of collapse after those penalties that take away big plays for them. We have another whistle here.
And so they've had a 3rd and 30 tonight, and this time they're going to have to kick it away from a 4th and 35.
Yeah, now the question is are they going to put? I mean, if I'm Coach Ortiz, it's all out block this kick. I mean, put as much pressure. This kicker has had a little bit of trouble, and he's not the biggest guy in the world out there kicking. So put some pressure on them and bring Ross up. There's no way that this guy's going to kick the ball more than 30 or 35 yards. So he really needs to be like at the 40 or the Susquehanna Township 40 or 45 tops.
It's Ross that's back to receive the kick for Middletown after the Middletown timeout.
I'm just telling you, he's not getting it in the air to the 50-yard line. I mean,
it's Gordon Bailey back there again. The senior kicker. His kick kind of has a spiral on it, bounces at the 40, past the 50.
They'll take that.
He'll take that, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you know, kudos there. It was tough. The receiver, Ross, could not get up there because Susquehanna Township did a good job with the coverage team, having two guys right there. So he couldn't cut off that ball, and a good job there. So Susquehanna Township now, their defense has to stand tall.
And their defense has most certainly done that here tonight. John's mentioned it a couple times. They've kind of been the unsung hero in this game. You talk about the Middletown defense and mistakes by the Middletown offense, but yeah, the Susquehanna Township offense, I should say. That Susquehanna Township defense has really held their own here tonight as well.
Yeah, I don't recall. I think the last 3 or 4 drives have not had a single first down for Middletown, and obviously the last one was cut short by the interception. But yeah, they got to get something going here, and they got 60 yards to go, and we got a flag.
Yeah, something here. Yeah, this is going to be illegal substitution. Yeah, they had 12 guys in the huddle. Can't have that. Yep.
And that's not going to help.
Loss of down. Whoa,
Ooh.
my.
Wow.
Gee-many.
Well,
Boy, the penalties are just racking up for both teams now.
Middletown, the ball is moved back.
Yeah, that would explain why it's almost 9 o'clock and we still got 9 minutes to play here. Certainly a part of it.
Yes.
I don't think anybody's complaining all that much about spending a little extra time at the gridiron, but that's just been the way this game has gone.
It sure has.
So at the 36-yard line is where the ball will end up. It'll be a 2nd and 15.
Yeah, and again, you know, now it's a situation of, you know, what play call do you do here? What, you know, how can you stay within yourself yet, you know, try and work through these down and distance situations?
There's a toddler over here to our left that is fast asleep, and I tell you what, I agree. I guess she's more of an offense kind of kid. Through the air, Ortiz nearly intercepted again, and again, Millette was right there. He was looking for Roman, but nearly picked off again right into the traffic.
Yeah, right into the traffic. That's what I talk about. I mean, oh, my goodness.
Man,
literally, they were lucky that didn't get picked off.
And that would have been even better field position than what Susquehanna Township got last time on the first play of the last drive. So 3rd and 15 already, and that happened real quickly. From the 36-yard line, Middletown trying to find something on the offensive end of things. Ortiz rolling to the right, pressure on him immediately, finds a man up the field, not enough for the first down as the catch is made on that far sideline by Zenon.
Yeah, good play here. And notice, you know, kind of a roll to the right into the receiver there. And just a hard tackle there.
And after the
going out of bounds. But this is a tough call. 4th down. You still have 8:51 remaining. You know, 4th down, and it looks like 6, a long 6. Boy, oh boy, let's just say I'm glad that I'm not making this decision on whether to go for it or to kick it.
Yeah, they'll take a little extra time to make that decision here with a timeout. I didn't see if someone called the timeout or if it's because of an injured player, because I know Zenon is still down on the opposite sideline. So I would imagine that's probably the reason for the stoppage in play here with 8:51 left to play here in the 4th quarter. At just about 9 o'clock on a Friday night. Glad you could spend the night with us here on PennLive.com. Our broadcast, of course, brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy, bringing us all of our Friday night football action here throughout the season as we are already over halfway through the regular season.
Yeah, this is basically we're in the second half of the season here.
And, I mean, these games big for, we've talked about for Middletown, about basically their playoffs starting out. For Susquehanna Township, too, I mean, keep trying to stay atop 4A. I mean, division aside, they have bigger plans.
I mean, it's so important because the competition is so tough in 4A and District 3 with the likes of, you know, LS and Wyomissing and Twin Valley and East Pennsboro. I mean, you know, home games are really going to matter down the stretch. And so it looks like they're adjusting the spot a bit. So it's going to be 4th down and about 3. I mean, they adjusted the spot after they probably made the decision whether to, you know, what they were going to do as well with the play call.
We'll see what they came up with. Ortiz is still out there.
Well, they're going for it, clearly. Now they're moving it back. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, the ball went.
It's because of the injured player. That's my fault.
Yeah, because he was injured right as he went out of bounds there. So now we'll wait on him to come back. And it looked like it was just a cramp because they were kind of stretching him out. But now it seems like Zenon is having a hard time getting off the field under his own power. That certainly hurts for the Blue Raiders. Again, hoping for the best for him. already had an injury earlier in the game. That was Elijah Einzig, and he's still there on the trainer's table, and it looks like he's about to have to make some room. Zenon making his way across the field. And Zenon just got a whole lot worse, too. Down again at the 40. That's certainly not what you want to see.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think that it's a cramp situation. He just can't.
I don't know. I just don't know. Certainly not really worth speculating about.
Yeah.
A guy like Zenon, electric player for Middletown, not a guy you want to lose. Never anybody on the team you want to lose, but certainly a spark plug kind of player here. So a slow game here tonight. 7-0. Susquehanna Township on top. Our lone score of the game came earlier on here in the third quarter. The entire first half was scoreless. It's the second time that we've said that this season with our Friday Night Football coverage on PennLive.com. It's a 3-yard touchdown run from Seville. Seville took it on into the end zone for Susquehanna Township. The extra point was good for Gordon Bailey. That made it 7-0 with just 13 seconds left in the third quarter. So we went about 3 scoreless quarters here tonight where defense, field position, and some self-inflicted mistakes, too, really kind of told the whole story. And tell you what, Bruce, it's going to be a little tricky to pick a player of the game here for this one. Usually we have it easy. There's like a game-winning touchdown or something like that, but
yeah, no, it's yeah, they're bringing his helmet to the side, so he's certainly not going to get back in there. But it looks like a lower extremity.
Well, he was walking off okay, gingerly, but okay. And then at a certain point at about the near hash marks there at the 40-yard line, all of a sudden he just pulled up his right leg and collapsed. So an unfortunate situation for the Middletown Blue Raiders here and Nikias Zenon. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead and hear a word from our friends at Constellation Energy.
We bring the energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
Well, Zenon has made his way off the field from Middletown, and that brings up 4th and 3 here. The action resumes from the 48-yard line. Middletown offense, a big 4th down play here. Got to find a way to convert. 8:51 left to play in the 4th quarter. Running across the middle is Ross. He goes to the far side now. Three guys
they
over
did
there.
that just to see what defense they were going to get thrown at him. Looks like it's going to be man.
They're trying to do a diagnosis here. Under 10 seconds left on the play clock. Ortiz claps, has the snap, looking for someone downfield. The pressure finds him. He's sacked at the 37-yard line.
The play of the night by that Susquehanna Township defense. They were on a mission. They were blitzing the 2 linebackers, and they just outmanned Middletown there.
And really good field position for Susquehanna Township to boot after the sack by Amari Johnson. We'll keep that play, keep that name in mind. Middletown unable to muster a response to the first score of the game by Susquehanna Township. And now Township gets the ball at the 39-yard line.
Would not be surprised to see them focus on the run game here a little bit. You can have Evans do it. You can have Seville do it. Run this clock down with 8:26 to go and a 7-point lead. And, yeah, like you said, PJ, 39-yard line. Good field position.
Yeah,
double wide set. Sure looks like pass to me.
Yeah, and to your point, their drive in the third quarter chewed up the majority of the quarter, so they certainly have the ability to run that clock down. Although with the good field position, they don't have as much field to work with to run the clock down.
You know, we've seen Susquehanna Township, a few times over the last couple of years. Their offense seems to run so much better out of this double wide set. They have so many more options, and they create so much space on the inside.
They get 2 yards out of the first play of this drive via the tactic. 2nd and 8 from the 37-yard line coming up. The Middletown defensive line, they've had such a good game, but got to be getting a little winded now.
No, you're right. They've been on the field a lot.
It's a handoff faked the handoff to Seville. Evans ran with it, and somehow he's still up. Evans gets around to the 20, 10, touchdown! Torrin Evans found a hole on the far side. I don't know how he did it. And it's a touchdown for Susquehanna Township, capitalizing on getting the ball back in a big way.
Well, and a great downfield block by the receiver. I think it was Leaks there. Just kept that open. And, wow, what a big play.
So how about Evans taking it himself in for the touchdown? 13-0 with the extra point pending from Gordon Bailey. He's 1 for 1. Knocking the first one home in the third quarter. And his second one is good as well. 14-0. Susquehanna Township is on top.
Wow, just that quick. John, you know, we were talking at halftime. We felt that, you know, it was going to be a big play here or there that was going to be the difference, and certainly that run there by Torrin Evans, none bigger in this one.
Absolutely, and deflating if you're Middletown. They've obviously had put up a good fight up to this point. Then you had a lot of injuries in this game as well to deal with, and then that back-breaking run had a chance to maybe stop Susquehanna, because Susquehanna, they don't have confidence in their kicking game, so they really have to go pretty close to the goal line in order to put some points on the board. But Evans able to take that one in, and 14-0 with 7:30 to go, and a Middletown offense that's been struggling. It's going to take a lot at this point.
Yeah, I mean, body language so much, you know, a part of, you know, gauging a team, and certainly deflating. Yeah, you can just see it in the way that these that the Blue Raiders are out there on the field right now.
Geneseo Ross and Luis Roman back to receive this kick, and in need of a shot in the arm here. Trailing 14-0 after essentially 3 scoreless quarters here tonight. Susquehanna Township.
Big kick.
Looking to remain undefeated, and he couldn't handle it. It's tipped into the end zone off the hands of Luis Roman. A little line drive kick. That's a really nice kick.
That was a blast.
I understand just because of the way their offense works, and they're an explosive offense when they're clicking for Susquehanna Township, why they don't just go for field goals. But, boy, you look at the boot on Gordon Bailey on some of these kickoffs and some of these extra points. It's like, why don't you go for it?
Doesn't make sense. I know, sure. I mean, he knocked that almost on the line right to the goal line.
Yeah, I'm all for a big play offense, but, I mean, that was a boot. It ultimately ends up with a setup at the 20-yard line for the Middletown offense, and Susquehanna Township calling a timeout there. With 7:27 to go here in the fourth quarter, it's Township on top 14-0. A touchdown in the third quarter and a touchdown in the fourth quarter. 3-yard run for Seville and a 39-yard blast for Torrin Evans. That gets us to where we are, 14-0. And again, welcome back up into the booth of sorts here on PennLive.com. John Wenger, Bruce Badgley, myself, PJ Rydell. Glad to have been with you here tonight on a beautiful night, kind of some of the last days of summer, even though we're into fall.
I didn't even know what month it was driving over here. I mean, the weather, I mean, it's like October, but yet the weather just does not say that message. But it's been great because we've had wonderful games. The games that we broadcast this year, weather has not been a factor. And you like it to be determined by the teams out on the field. And, boy, I tell you what, this has been a real battle tonight.
Yeah, a real back-and-forth battle. We've called it, it's been a field position battle for sure. And really needing to battle here, trailing 14-0 with 7:27 to do something about it, is the Middletown Blue Raider offense. They start with the ball at their own 20. Ortiz steps back, now steps up. Through the pressure, finds some room, but has a man right on him, and the bear hug coming in there from Josh Nengedi.
Wow. That's a sack I don't think you can take there, because clock's going to keep running. At the very least, if you don't have a man, get the ball out of bounds, stop the clock.
Yeah, tough spot there. Moves the ball back 2 yards, and so now it's 2nd and 12 from the 18-yard line, under 7 minutes to go. As you mentioned, John, the clock keeps moving to under 7 minutes left to play in the fourth. Ortiz claps, handles the snap, rolls to the right, pressure hitting him again, and just had nowhere to go. And I'll tell you what, we talked about the defensive line for a lot of this game for Middletown, but how about this defensive line now for Susquehanna Township? Really starting to step up and try to put the pressure on.
We just haven't had to talk about them because they were off the field so much because they had held Middletown to so many 3-and-outs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they've certainly, when you look at both teams, just the body language, says it all on Susquehanna Township showing it on that play versus, as you pointed out, John, a somewhat deflated Blue Raider team on the other side.
It's not all that unlike what we saw last week with Susquehanna Township against Steel High, right? I mean, you had a back-and-forth game. It was a one-score game for most of the game, and then you saw Susquehanna Township cool and calm, kind of take control and really deflate the other side.
I have no idea where or why that flag came from.
Unless it was some kind of unsportsmanlike comment. I mean, I don't know, because we were just talking about body language and kind of
disregard
attitude.
The flag.
Okay. All right. I was going to say I didn't really know what it could have possibly been either.
Me either.
All right, so nothing doing there. Of all the flags we've had tonight, that one ends up going right back in the pocket. No harm done. 3rd and 12, tough spot here from the 18-yard line for the Middletown offense. Jogging across the way to the other side, Javon Mosley. Ortiz rolling to the right. Lets it fly down the middle. And it could have been the aforementioned Mosley to come home with it, but just a bit too much on it.
I think he really could have adjusted to the ball there. He just didn't see it. Yeah, that's another situation. He's trying to find that ball. He didn't see it.
Well, as you mentioned, there have been a lot of situations like that here tonight where guys have had it right in the blind spot. They turn left, it's not there. They turn right, it's not there.
Yeah.
They turn left again, up too late. A tough spot there, and another 3-and-out here for the Middletown offense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, still 6:41 though. I mean, there's a lot of time left in this game.
Depending on the field position here, Susquehanna Township could burn a whole lot of that, and they're not going to get, well, at least for the Middletown defense, you're not in favorable position now. Susquehanna Township once again working in Middletown territory as they take over on offense after another big defensive stand. A quick 3-and-out for the Middletown offense. 6:36 left to play. 14-0. Susquehanna Township taking control of this one here in the late parts of the game.
Ortiz's point goes out of bounds at the
Well, let's see whether, Coach Heaton plays it tight to the vest, John. I mean, you talked about the last time there that you expected to see the Tribe run, and it was, a really long run there by Torrin Evans that led to the touchdown. So let's see what they do now.
Yeah, and it was all set up by a fake to Seville, too. Evans just able to sneak on through, a little Houdini act. And just like that, it was 14-0 Susquehanna Township. It's another run there, that time taken by Sincere Littlejohn. He takes it down to just about the 29-yard line.
Number 9, Sincere Littlejohn with the carry.
And Littlejohn limps off there.
Yeah, he'll make his way over to the far side. Not super involved in the game, but he's had a couple of carries tonight.
It'll be 2nd and 6.
The lion's share of the rushing yards tonight have primarily been looking at Rakai Seville. You've had Rivera in there as well, kind of your prime guys taking the ball on the ground. A couple of nice receptions for guys like Nengetti, Leaks, and Kern. Nengetti had a big reception earlier in the game that really set up a promising drive for Susquehanna Township, but they weren't able to score until the very end of the third. There's Rakai Seville with another run, picking up about another 2.
Number 2, Rakai Seville with the carry. Stopped by number 23, Colton Stapleton.
So this situation tonight has typically been Torrin Evans. Torrin Evans left, Torrin Evans right, or Torrin Evans up the middle.
Kind of sounds like he's making a case to be the Constellation Energy player of the game here tonight. I guess we'll have to settle on that
I would
later.
never have said that. But,
no, of course not. No. You have to wait till the end of the game to see what we decide there.
Yeah, sure, right.
For the time being, 3rd and 3, 5:14 left to go from the 26-yard line. Susquehanna Township looking to really put this one away, and most importantly, keep the clock moving. Seville keeps on dancing.
First down.
Enough for a first down. That moves the chains and certainly helps their case in terms of keeping the clock moving.
Yeah, he really danced around in there,
Number 5, Luis Roman.
finding a crease, and then
21-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10.
took on all
Susquehanna
comers
Township.
there.
Clock now down to 4:45. Fresh set of downs after moving the chains thanks to the run by Rakai Seville. Susquehanna Township looking to improve to 6-0 here tonight. Them and East Penn, the only two teams coming in to tonight's game in the Colonial Division of the Mid-Penn Conference with an unblemished record. Another little run there, not really a ton of room to work with that time.
Yeah, Susquehanna Township takes on East Penn is home with East Pennsboro next week.
Yes,
So that could tell a lot.
That could be a battle of undefeateds. I don't know what the score is tonight for East Penn, assuming they're playing tonight.
Well, East Pennsboro, I believe, does have one loss on the season.
Oh, excuse me. I was looking at their league score.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right. They're 4-1. Never mind. You're right. Yeah, 4-1 overall is East Penn. 4-0 in league play. So two teams undefeated in league play.
That's a huge game. Huge game next week between East Pennsboro and Susquehanna Township. And it is at Township.
Under 3:40 left to play. Evans airs it out, and he had a man right there and just unable to haul it in the corner there. Was Justin Getty.
Right in his hands. Right in his hands.
He had it right there, just not quite able to haul it on in. So that brings up 3rd and 10 from the 21-yard line. Trying to throw down the dagger on that one.
I don't think anybody expected them to throw right there. They had been running for the past few plays, and then, hey, they had the look. And feels like the theme of this game where you have an open receiver, you have an opportunity that looks good, and it just doesn't work out.
And they've, as you pointed out there, John, I mean, they've had opportunities. They just haven't taken advantage of everything that's presented itself.
Evans running to the 20.
Oh, that's
taken out.
That was really close to a flag.
Toward Evans with the quarterback keeper.
He's marked out at about the 16-yard line. So still a ways to go on 4th down, but they will go for it. Yeah, you can tell they were really just looking for the dagger, trying to send a message there with that pass a couple plays ago.
Yep.
Because they stopped the clock. I mean, they want the clock to keep moving here as best they can.
They did stop the clock again, though, because Evans runs out of bounds. So that's 2 straight plays that Middletown is kind of getting some free time put back on the board.
In those particular cases, I mean, they just have to be cognizant of the situation as Evans just slide rather than run out of bounds.
We do have a flag down as well.
It's going to be on Susquehanna Township.
Timeout, Susquehanna Township.
Timeout, Susquehanna Township as well.
Susquehanna Township. Let's hear from our friends one final time tonight. They bring the energy.
We bring the energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
Well, it's been a nice night to spend together here on PennLive.com. Again, our Friday Night Football broadcast this season, brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. Susquehanna Township looking to put the finishing touches on a win here tonight to remain undefeated, trying to improve to 6-0, leading right now 14-0 over Middletown. So 4th and 5 from the 16-yard line for the Susquehanna Township offense. Trying to keep the clock moving and just put this one away. Evans airs it out to the right side, finds a man. A flag flies after the pass.
Wow!
But the reception made by Steph Millette. Let's take a look at the flag here.
I mean, he really put this one on the numbers.
Oh, my goodness.
Township called for holding on the play.
Oh, my.
Boy, second touchdown of the day taken away by a penalty for Susquehanna.
Yeah, it could have been the dagger. Instead, it comes right on back.
Well, we'll try it again.
Yeah, they assess the penalty this time at the 26-yard line.
You know, we've seen Susquehanna Township in consecutive weeks, PJ.
Yeah.
The one thing that I guess the phrase that I would talk about Susquehanna Township is that they succeed despite themselves.
That's one way to put it, at least tonight, and they find a man. Kern hauls it in for a 26-yard touchdown.
Hey, that's 21-0, John.
Hey, there you go. Hey, we were all fair, but Bruce did predict 21-0. It's 20-0 now, but hey, that's also a bit of an announcer jinx to a good version of the announcer jinx.
There's a flag on the field now, though. That's after the play, so let's see what that ends up actually amounting to.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, that'll be on the kickoff.
Yeah, not too surprising. After the play, that's what that would be. So a 26-yard touchdown pass from Evans. Evans found his man Kern.
Yeah, but they've succeeded despite themselves. They've had they overcame turnovers last week to beat Steel High. They've overcome a slew of penalties tonight to beat Middletown.
Yeah, they did not help themselves on many occasions, but leading 20-0 here. The extra point from Gordon Bailey is up and good to make it 21-0.
By number 99, Gordon Bailey is good. Your score is Susquehanna Township 21, Middletown
Torrin
0.
Evans and Susquehanna Township taking control here in the second half. It was scoreless all the way up until 13 seconds left in the third. And just like that, it is 21-0 now. Susquehanna Township.
This is one of those games that people are going to look at the score and, it's like no one's going to know how close and hard-fought a game this really was. You're not going to be able to determine that by just looking at the scoreboard.
It's unfortunate that the line score isn't going to give the Middletown defensive line the credit that they really deserve tonight, but the same can be said for, sure, you see a shutout, at least if it holds like it is right now, and you can say, all right, Susquehanna Township defense did their job, and they most certainly did, so they'll get some of their flowers. But, yeah, the Middletown defensive line not getting the result they hoped for here tonight.
Well, and again, Middletown's defense, they've done a good job, especially on first and second down. So many of the plays that turned this game around for Susquehanna in the second half came on third and fourth down, like I had mentioned earlier. That last play, that last touchdown for Susquehanna on fourth down. So, Middletown's defense, they've held strong for the most part, but it's just those getting off the field in this second half that's really done them over and has helped Susquehanna take a 21-0 lead here.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it, the getting off the field part.
Yeah, right. And Township just comes at you in waves. I mean, they have, you stop one avenue, they're just going to do it another way. And
kickoff, end over end, bounces one time for Roman, and Roman taking it to the 30, the 40, to the 50, finding some room, and finally marked down. He'll be marked down at about the 47-yard line. Nice little run there for Roman on the kickoff return with 3:06 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Just trying to give Middletown something to hang their hats on going into next week.
They've got it. Now is the time. Teaching lesson time. You don't give up. You keep going at it.
First down, Raiders.
Yeah, trying to find a way to grit their way through the final 3 minutes of this one are the Blue Raiders. Trying to avoid their first shutout loss of the season. They've scored at least 16 or at least 13 this season. That was in week 1. It's their lowest scoring effort since then after a flag flies at about the 40-yard line.
Flag on the play.
So another call against Susquehanna Township. They get called for roughing Harrison Ortiz back there.
I didn't, we don't keep official stats here, but I would like to know the penalty yardage for Susquehanna Township tonight. It's got to be a bunch.
Yeah, there have been just a ton of penalties here tonight, particularly going against Susquehanna Township. So it's a fresh set of downs from the 33-yard line. 3 minutes, 1 second left on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Ortiz escaping the pressure for the moment, able to step up. Now to try and find somewhere to go. He had nobody downfield, and he just gets walloped on the far sideline. No help at all for Ortiz on that one.
Yeah, that was a covered sack as much as anything. He was trying to kind of parallel the line of scrimmage to still be able to throw it in case somebody came open.
At the 31-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, still able to move forward a little bit. 2nd and 8 from the 31 now. Under 2:30 left to play. This time rolling to the left, Ortiz. A good-looking pass. Just couldn't quite connect with Zenon. Good to see Zenon back in the game, too.
Yeah.
It'll be 3rd and 8.
I was actually just looking to see where he was at, making sure he was okay. He left the game earlier with, it looked like a serious leg injury. He couldn't put any pressure on it, but here he is back in the game, so hopefully nothing more than a simple cramp. For Middletown, Einzig still on the trainer's table, or still at the trainer's table, though, so unfortunately he has not made it back into the game for the Blue Raiders. That's pretty much it as far as the injuries tonight, though. You always like to keep those at a minimum. 21-0. Susquehanna Township on top, trying to ride out the final 2 minutes and 19 seconds here. Ortiz stepping up and finally brought down the sack there.
Harrison Ortiz sacked on the play by number 52, Jaden Riley.
Jaden Riley getting the sack there.
Yeah, Ortiz is just running for his life every single play, it feels like, and really going to have to take some quick throws here.
Well, they know what's coming. I mean, they're just pinning their ears back, and they know that they're throwing it. So, you know, there's no element of surprise.
There's been limited element of surprise here tonight. I mean, for Middletown, it was pretty clear the bread and butter was going to be on the ground. And now here, no surprise either. A good reception there, though, on the pass by Ortiz, and brought out of bounds on the near sideline, Javon Mosley. Mosley a little more involved in this game than the last time we saw him back in the season opener against Donegal. Nice reception there, out of bounds. And we'll see where they end up actually spotting it down. Looks like just about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, hoping have some fans here that, you know, we're al fresco tonight, as you can see by our booth camera here. So sometimes we're at the mercy of our cameras and, you know, fans. So
Ortiz rolling to the right, has to slide on, and we'll have second down coming up, gained maybe 1 or 2.
Harrison Ortiz with the quarterback keeper.
Yep, that's part of the challenge and part of the fun of doing this is we're right out here with the fans.
Line where it'll be 2nd and 10.
Under a minute left to play here as we wind down the final now 53 seconds of this one. Susquehanna Township moving on to 6-0, remaining undefeated. Still trying to hang on to the shutout, though, and intercepted while on the ground.
Wow.
Seville never even got up. It was just thrown right to him.
Let's see that one again.
Well, he was just sitting there.
There wasn't even a receiver within 10 yards. I don't know what that was all about, but anyway.
Other than maybe just element of surprise. He caught Ortiz off guard. I have no idea how to explain that.
Yeah, that was interesting. But anyway, listen, so we do have our Constellation Energy player of the game, and that is going to be Torrin Evans.
Yeah, that it is.
Torrin Evans, quarterback for Susquehanna Township, had a touchdown run, touchdown pass, directed the offense. Really, they relied on him to get the tough yards tonight on the ground, too.
Yeah, and they really needed those tough yards because, I mean, he was having to bail the offense out of so many different penalty situations, and he was able to play an orchestral part of that here tonight, helping to lead the Indians to now a 6-0 record, and to this point, a 21-0 lead. And he'll take the knee. There's still technically, I believe, 2 seconds differentiating between the game clock and the play clock, but that, for all intents and purposes, pretty much does it for our game here tonight. So 21-0 is our final. Susquehanna Township, they get the win. The Indians improve to 6-0 on the season and 4-0 in league play, and they look ahead to a tough matchup we talked about earlier in the game against East Penn next week at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, for Middletown, they fall even at 500, 3-3, and they look ahead to a matchup next week against Line Mountain. And so for us here at PennLive.com, again, our Constellation Energy player of the game is Torrin Evans for Susquehanna Township. The winners tonight by a final of 21-0 here at War Memorial Field in Middletown. And for John Wenger, Bruce Badgley, and myself, PJ Rydell, we're glad you could join us here tonight on PennLive.com, and we look forward to joining you once again next Friday night for more Friday Night Football brought to you by Constellation Energy. Have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your weekend.